Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Actually, afternoon. Good. Hello, Sailesh. So we are here, and there were many. We were actually collecting communication. So I hope everybody is here. Shailesh, yes, we are starting. So I have two questions. I have it has been typed with us. The first question of chemistry. I have two questions of chemistry, and the in general, the again the scenario is just the same. Students are saying yes. Hello, Pratik. Students are saying again, dear students. Pratik, I am the guy. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, for the paper, I'm telling you, mathematics is again requiring much of your attention for the practice. If you talk of physics, then all the topics which Sumit sir has said, that all the topics are actually covered in this particular session. And for chemistry, it is always a sweet spot, because if you have invested much amount of time in chemistry while working at home, then it is actually going to serve you to the best of its efficiency. How? Because all the PYQs, in fact all the previous days questions, if you are there in this memory based session, then although there may be some anomalies in the options, or maybe the way the question has been asked, the options may be different, but the logic, the concept, the topic from where questions are coming are the same. Like here, the in the previous 2 days also, and today also, in this session also, ionization enthalpy. For periodicity, you should always go with ionization enthalpy trend, electron gain enthalpy trend, and atomic size trend. Yes, Ishan, hello. I hope you, Pranav, Rangoli, and okay. So obviously, I guess I need answer. These are some basic trends question which are your NCERT facts. So let us do this question. Aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, chlorine, and these are what? They are the third period element. What is the period? Let us write those third period elements now. So this is sodium. After that you have magnesium. After that you have aluminium, then silicon, then phosphorus, then sulfur, then chlorine, and after that you have argon. But obviously, yes, Pratik, definitely correct. So what is the general idea of ionization enthalpy, sir? It is very clear to us that value of ionization enthalpy, because atomic size increases down the group, so this value decreases, and along the period it should increase. Sir, we know this from class 9th actually. So now, but there is an anomaly where in magnesium these two guys are interchanged. Why? Because it has a stable electronic configuration of 3s2, while this guy aluminium has a partial electronic configuration of 3s2 3p1. I hope we are on the same page with this. Similarly, if you compare this phosphorus and sulfur, they are also interchanged. Why? Because this phosphorus has stable half filled configuration, which is 3p3, while for sulfur it is again partially filled, which is 3p4. So you tell me what should be the trend. Sir, periodicity must be maintained, and it is maintained. So highest will be, sir, highest will be chlorine. Post that you expect sulfur as per periodicity, but because of the stable electronic configuration factor, phosphorus wins and sulfur loses, but only to phosphorus. Post that, again go to your periodicity. That means you have silicon. After that, there is again a switch between magnesium and aluminium. So who comes first? Magnesium wins the race from aluminium, and the least will definitely be sodium. But I guess so this goes the same for second period also, for third period also. So maybe in the next shift you can get the same question taking the second period elements. So I hope the answer is quite clear to you. It is option number A. Now coming to the next question, again a similar question from coordination chemistry. Yes, Ritesh, definitely correct. Sailesh, definitely correct. Pratik already said already said option A. Perfect, guys. Very, very, very good. Now, let us attempt this question. A basic question of coordination compounds. You just have to be religious with NCRT, and chemistry is going to help you like a true friend. It can be done in 30-35 minutes. You can save 30 minutes also. You will get time also. Yes, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe. Vishwas is also back. So actually, we are making a ground there. That means whoever students are joining, yes, who have joined yesterday, they are coming today also. I'm very grateful. Answer, guys. Answer. I want answer. Attempt your paper, as in you are giving your JEE Mains paper. I need answer. Options I have not given because again I'm telling you, yesterday also I've said this. NTA has lost interest in assertion reason, and what they have gained interest in: statement 1 correct, 2 false, both correct, both false. These are the options. So which is true, which is false is your question. Answer fast, sir. Statement 1 says this cobalt complex having ligand of bromine absorbs less energy than this cobalt complex with ligand chlorine. Cobalt in both the cases has oxidation state of +2. So metal and polarization power of metal is the same. So what is the point of difference? Sir, ligand. Ligand creates what? Ligand creates degeneracy of d orbital. Degeneracy gets splitted, splitting of crystal field theory. Who creates higher splitting? Sir, ligand, which is having more energy, as in the crystal field stabilization, the splitting power of which ligand is strong. Sir, we definitely know for bromine, because it is less electronegative, it is less, and for chlorine it is high. So who will create a larger splitting? Chlorine. This is saying this guy absorbs less energy than chlorine. So who has who has higher tendency of splitting? This bromine will absorb more energy because crystal field splitting of bromine is larger. So statement 1 is definitely false. And what about this one? COCl4 has higher crystal. No, sir. This does not have higher crystal field splitting. The bromide ion has highest crystal field. So both statements are false. Yes, Ritesh, definitely correct. So you just have to remember the strength of ligands. So the strength of ligands will also make both of the statements incorrect. And okay, I guess I have these two questions with me. So let me see. I have got some more questions or not. Students were saying there were question from GOC also. The question is getting typed. The same question, the comparison of nucleophilicity. First true, no Vishwas, both are false, my friend. Just look at the question again. Okay, maths, I don't have any further chemistry questions. Let us be quick. So I guess mathematics, Dipen sir is ready. So Dipen sir, over to you.
Hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Jo bhi hai sahi. Okay, so let's get started with that, students. I hope I'm clearly audible. Just give me a quick response. Am I clearly audible and visible? Great. So let's get started with the first question we have received for the day. Just give me a quick confirmation. Am I clearly audible? Are we properly visible? So I hope you are understanding. The motive of these analysis session is pretty simple. Just to make you aware of the type of questions, the category of the questions which are coming, so that you can prepare really well. And I hope you remember, right before the analysis, we did release a video in which we have tried giving you the idea or the insights that what category of questions are being asked by JEE this year by looking at the patterns or the trends. Great. Good afternoon. Hello, hi. Namaskar, everyone. So we are told that there is a rectangle formed by, now look at the beauty of coordinate geometry. You simply visualize it, and if you can visualize it properly, you can get the question done within seconds. Great. Thank you so much, everyone. Now, lines are 0, y is equals to 0, x is equals to 0, y-axis, x-axis, x is equals to 3, y is equals to 4. So we can clearly see a rectangle getting formed. So we can see a rectangle getting formed like this. I hope you can see here. This will be the rectangle. X is equal to 3. So this is your line, x is equal to 3. This is your line, y is equals to 4. So I wouldn't hesitate in saying that this point will be 3, 4, and that's your rectangle. Origin here, and you're having this rectangle. Now, what are we told? A line perpendicular to 3x plus 4y minus 6. So the moment somebody asks you to write the equation of a line perpendicular to this, always remember, swap the coefficients of x and y and change the sign of one of the coefficients of x and y. So the line perpendicular to this will be 4x minus 3y plus lambda is equal to 0, because constant term will definitely change. That will be a line perpendicular to this. But that line, this line divides our rectangle into two equal parts. So our rectangle is divided into two equal parts. Two equal parts means what? This is the rectangle. Now, whenever somebody claims or says that rectangle is being divided into two equal parts by a line, then that line will definitely pass through the center of the rectangle. Do remember this as a property, that whenever somebody says that there is a line which is dividing the rectangle into two equal parts, then that line will definitely pass through this particular center of this rectangle. Center means what? The midpoint here. So here, if I could join 3 comma 4 with 0 comma 0, I can find the midpoint. So midpoint will be 3 by 2 comma 4 by 2, that is this. So this line must be passing through this point. So if I make this line satisfied by this point, what I see is 4 into 3 by 2 minus 3 into 2 plus lambda is equal to 0. From here we can crack the value of lambda, which is going to be what? Which is going to be, this is basically 2, 3 into 2, 6, 6 minus 6 is 0. So we have cracked lambda is 0. So if lambda is 0, the equation of the line is 4x minus 3y is equal to 0. Now, what are we told? The second part of this question, pretty simple one. Distance formula they are asking you to use. That's great, Sailesh. I'm glad that you answered it. So, the distance of the line minus 1, the distance of this line from minus 1 comma 3 by 2. Do you remember the distance formula? Distance is given by power of this point with respect to this line, which is minus 4 minus 3 into 3 by 2 modulus of it divided by under root over x square a square plus b square. So 4 and 3 gives you the Pythagorean triplet, which is 5. I hope you can simplify this expression and can mark the correct option. Tell me how many of you got this right and how many of you attempted it correctly. Was it there in your shift if you had attempted it there before, right before? And how are you preparing for coordinate geometry? Do write it. After this, can we move towards the next question for the day? The next question is a pretty simple one, which is based on sets and relations. Every shift, we are seeing a question on sets and relations. And we did make you revise the concepts of sets and relation right before this session through a live, where we have brought a complete revision session of this entire mathematics, the most important questions which are there as per the based on trends which are there in these shifts, so that we can predict what could be the category of questions coming in these shifts, and we predicted this category of questions in that session. So here a very basic idea is needed to be done, not much is needed to be done, a little bit of calculation is needed to be done. What do we mean? What do I mean by that? We are defined a set A minus 2 minus 1 0 1 2 3 4. R be a relation on R. So okay, great, such that x and y belong to that set where they fulfill this inequality. 2x plus y should be less than equal to minus 2, where x and y both belong to the set A. Now here 2x plus y should be less than equal to minus 2. So from here I can conclude y should be less than equal to minus 2, minus 2x. I can say so. Everyone agreeing on this? Now what I do next from here is, let's start defining the set R. Let's start defining the elements of this set R. How do we define it? I take the first element from here, minus 2. So x, if I take as minus 2 into minus 2 is plus 4, 4 minus 2 is plus 2. So I can take all the values of y which are less than equal to 2. Less than equal to 2 means what? This. So I can take these pairs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 pairs first of all get formed. Now, when I move towards the next value of x, which is minus 1. So when I replace x by minus 1, that is plus 2. Plus 2 minus 2 is 0. So y should be less than equal to 0. So when y is less than equal to 0, now I can try this, this and this. So with minus 1, these 3 pairs will get formed. Everyone with me so far? Are you understanding how easy these questions are? The next is, when I move ahead with the next value, the next value of x we try is 0. We have already tried minus 1. So when you try x as 0, this gives me a 0 here. So y should be less than equal to minus 2. So when y is less than equal to minus 2, I got to make only one pair, 0 comma minus 2. And I hope you are understanding that is it. So this is going to be the set R as per the definition we have created so far. Any confusions on that? Can I move ahead with that? So from here, what we can clearly see is that here, what I'll do is, I'll read the question further. M, minimum number of elements to be added in R to make it reflexive. I hope you understand reflexive. 1, 1, 2, 2, something like that. So here, I need minus 2, 2. But it is already there. So reflexive, it is already there. I need minus 1, 1. I already have minus 1, 1. I need 0, 0, but I don't have a 0, 0. So first of all, I got to add a 0, 0. Then do I have 1 comma 1? I doubt, because further when you, I hope you've seen, with -2 these many pairs were created, with -1 these pairs were created, with 0 only one pair got created. Had I proceeded further, which means if I start with x as 1, then this will be -2. If I take x as, let's say, even x as 0, even x as 1, so this will be -2, -2 is -4. So y should be less than equal to -4, which means there is no number which is less than -4. So further, for further values of x, I won't be seeing any pairs. I hope you understood my point very clearly. That's why I stopped here. Now when I proceed further, what am I clearly saying is, to make it reflexive, -2 comma, sorry, this is not -2 comma, this is not -2 comma -2. This over here is -2 comma -2. So for reflexive, -2 comma -2, -1 comma -1. What I now need is 0 comma 0. Do I have 1 comma 1? No, I don't have 1 comma 1. I need a 2 comma 2. I need a 3 comma 3, and I need a 4 comma 4. Everyone with me? So how many pairs more are to be added? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope you can see them. So 5 more elements are to be added in R to make it reflexive. So the value of M is going to be 5. Are you realizing how easy these questions are? That's great, Selesh. That's brilliant. Now, when I talk about small n, minimum number of elements to be added in R to make it symmetric. Now, what does it mean by it being symmetric? Symmetric means what? If I have -2 comma 1, so do I have 1 comma -2? I doubt. We don't have 1 comma -2, so I need to add 1 here. So I'm putting an asterisk over here, which means 1 should be added from here. If I have -2 comma 0, I have 0 comma -2, so I need not worry about that. This I need not worry about. -2 comma -1, so we have -1 comma 2, -1 comma -2, so this I need not bother about. This also is a reflexive, so it will be a symmetric. So when I see -1 comma 0, I should see 0 comma -1, which is not there. So I got to add one more element from here. And when I talk about 0 comma -2, that is already there. We have already paired. I think I haven't missed any. Do write in the comment box if I'm missing any, because n should be 2 as per my logic. 2 means what? -2 comma 1. So 1 comma -2 first pair. Then I think this is there. -1 comma 0 is there. -1 comma 0 is not there. So second pair, 0 comma -2, 2 comma 0. And then I think I'm done with this part. So 2 should be the number of elements. Which one did I miss, Pratik? Okay, so I think 2 more will be added. So for n, I'll be seeing 2 elements. If I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. So with that, great. -2 comma 2, -2 comma 2. Okay. Yes. I might have highlighted it, but I did not notice it. There should be 2 comma -2 as well. That's great, Salish. Thank you so much for highlighting it. That's good. Pratik, brilliant, Salish. Perfect. So 3 elements are to be added. So to make it symmetric, 3 are to be added. So with that, what we can clearly see is we have cracked M, we have cracked N. What was L? L was number of elements in R. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So L was 9. I think you can mark the correct answer. The job is really simple. You all can do it very easily. Now let me call Sumit sir. Let me check whether he is available or not. So let's see who joins next. So by the time Sumit sir or Gaurav sir joins, tell me, how was your paper? Anyone wrote the exam today? How was your paper? Which section did you like the most? Grish, Vijay, what about you? Okay, so I am ending this so that Sumit sir comes into picture and takes you through physics.
Audible to you, please mention in the comments if you are able to hear me. Okay, great. So this is a question from Gauss law, a very simple question. Let us read it out. There are 2 point charges, one at vertex, other at face. So this charge 2q is at vertex and q is at face, as shown. The cube. The electric flux through the cube is. How we write the electric flux? So we write electric flux phi is equals to the charge that is enclosed by the Gaussian surface, q enclosed, divided by epsilon naught. Now the point is, voice very low. Am I audible now? Please mention. Is it okay now? Is it okay now? Is it better now? Okay, q enclosed by epsilon naught. How much is the enclosed charge? This charge is at corner. Okay, so corner means 1/8 will come inside, isn't it? If a charge is at corner, 1/8 will come inside. So when I will write q enclosed, that is 2q by 8 plus. This is at face. Half of will come inside, half of it will come outside. So q by 2. So this will become 6 by 8q or 3q by 4. So this is my q enclosed. So flux becomes 3q by 4 epsilon naught. Now okay sir, okay, great Sailesh. Sir, I will score 190 marks, very easy paper. Oh great, very good, good to hear that. So this is 3q by 4 epsilon naught. I think there is typing mistake, it should be 4 epsilon naught here, 3q by 4 epsilon naught. Option C is there. This is very simple question, isn't it? Like straightforward Gauss law, q enclosed by epsilon naught, c q enclosed, 1/8 of this, half of this, very easy. Okay, now let us see another question. This is another question. If a projectile is being projected with velocity v at an angle 60 degree with horizontal, find ratio of speed at highest point to the speed at final point. Now this is u. What will be the speed at final point? U only, isn't it? The same, with the same speed it will strike the ground. So Vc is u. That is clear to us. At highest point, only the horizontal component of the velocity will be there. So horizontal component is u cos 30. So this is my, sorry, u cos 60. This is 60. This is my u cos 60. So this is u by 2. So here it is u by 2. There it is u. We need the ratio of Vb to that of Vc. So this becomes 1:2. 1:2 is the ratio, which is option C. C, perfect, perfect, Sailesh. Okay, Pratik is also getting C. Very nice. You are solving this paper. And I want all of you to mention some funny things in the comments. I'll read the funniest thing that you'll mention in the comment. Okay. About anything, maybe about the question or anything. So this is u, angle is 60, at highest point velocity will be u cos 60, at this point velocity speed will be equal to the initial, taking the ratio, this becomes 1:2. And similar type of question was asked yesterday, not similar, there it was mentioned that here the velocity is making 45 degree, okay, then we need to relate this speed and this. So there we need to consider the horizontal component. Okay, +4, yes, great. Another question, find for the given set of measurement, find relative error. So to find the relative error, we need to do some calculations here. First of all, we will find the true value, the mean of this, and then we will find the individual error in each of the quantity. Then we take the mean of that individual error, and from there we will take the ratio of the mean error divided by the mean value, and that will become our relative error. Okay. Yes, let us do the calculations. So x mean is equals to 20.00 plus 19.75 plus 18.25 plus 17.01 divided by, so how many? 4. This will be our x mean. How much is this? Can you do the calculations? I need your help to do the calculation. So let us do 20 plus 19.75 plus 18.25 plus 17.01, and this comes out to be 75.01 divided by 4. What it is? Sorry, 75.01 divided by 4, it becomes 18.75. I got the mean value. Now find the individual absolute errors. So delta x1, that is mod of 18.75, means only we need the magnitude anyways, so doesn't matter from which you are subtracting which quantity. So this becomes 1.25. Then delta x2, what is that? Delta x2 is mod of 18.75 minus 19.75, this becomes 1.00, and delta x3, this is 18.75 minus 18.25, so this is 0.05. I hope, oh no, this is 0.5. 0.50, and then we are having delta x4, that is mod of 18.75 minus 17.01, and this will become 1.74. Yes, 1.74. Now I need mean of this. Delta x mean, how much? That is, add all of these plus 1 plus 0.5 plus 1.74, okay, and then divide with 4. Now I need to see how much it is. So 1.25 plus 1 plus 0.50, okay, so this was 1.00, okay, 1.00 only, 0.05, 0.50 plus 1.74, okay, and divide this with 4, this becomes 1.12. Now, now relative error is, this is my delta x divided by x, delta x mean, okay. So how much it will become? 1.12 divided by 18.75. How much it is? 1.12 divided by 18.75, it comes out to be 0.059, okay, so this will become 0.06, rounding off to 2 decimal places, so 0.06 is the correct answer. Now here you can see, sir, today was my paper. Now, so the guy sitting next to me attempt 75 questions, bro didn't know it has oh my god, there are people like this. Sir, before question they asked kinetic energy, so 1:4. Okay, it might happen that in the actual question it was can be kinetic energy also, because these are memory based questions, so some data can be here and there. How to get qualified in one day? Okay, so you got this. This comes out to be 0.06. This was having lengthy calculations. If I would be having this question, I will skip that question for now. Okay, I will be attempting this question at the end, because this is lengthy, although it is simple but lengthy question. Okay, so I think now Gaurav sir would be ready. Let us see. Okay, so Gaurav sir, it's over to you.
Yes, I was. Thank you, Sumit sir. I was also reading those comments. So actually, I'm standing here. I have got few, four questions for you. How to get qualified in one day? How to build your home in one day? Is it possible? So actually, you can start building your day. You can start building anything from today only, because today this moment is inevitable. So at least you can try to get qualified from today, because these memory based questions, specifically speaking about chemistry, I'm telling you. Yes, so you can obviously start any point of time you want, just a will is required. Whoever is asking how to get qualified in one day, you ask yourself, you must have given some of your board examination and you would be knowing nothing till the dinner time. And once you have invested your whole night, you must have came out like a successful person. So trust yourself, and if you do that, I guess anything and everything can be achieved. So okay, now apart from that, what you need is a calm mind, because one mistake we did, because I mean, I guess it was a typo error or maybe a haste error. You have to calm your mind, because for this coordination question, I just thought in my mind that this COCl4 is above also. Sometimes you do that, and someone was saying, sir, your voice, okay, thank you, Ria. Someone was saying in the comments also, sir, that is true, that one is wrong. So actually, you have to calm your mind also while doing examination, because time is money, and while saving some amount of time you unnecessarily attempt a right question in a wrong manner, like we did for this question. We just now did for this question. Let us read it again. I was iterating the same thing. I told who has higher which is a strong ligand, which is having more charge density, fluoride ion. So among halogens, who is having higher tendency of splitting the degeneracy of orbitals, either octahedral or tetrahedral. Like this complex is a tetrahedral complex because coordination number is 4. Even if you take octahedral complex or tetrahedral complex, who has higher tendency to split the degeneracy of d orbital? Sir, the ligand which is having more charge density. Who is having more charge density? Fluoride. So after fluoride, the next strong ligand is chlorine, then bromine. So Cl minus is a stronger ligand than Br minus. So who will have a higher splitting, either tetrahedral or octahedral? Cell Cl minus. Statement 2 is saying Cl minus has higher splitting. It is given there, that only. But in my mind also, when sometime what you do is you read a question and you have a prejudice because of haste. So this is definitely correct, that this chloride ion has higher splitting of the degeneracy. So that is true, my friends. And because it is higher, that means bromine is smaller. So bromide ligand will have smaller splitting. That means the energy required to excite the electron, the splitting is less. So energy required to excite is also less. The statement is saying absorbs less energy. So definitely both statements are true. I hope, sir, teach the question again. Sailesh, that's what I'm telling you. See, this is the degeneracy. If a ligand comes, degeneracy gets splitted. Okay. Who has the higher splitting? Sir, fluoride ion, because charge density is large. Who after fluoride ion? Cl minus. So Cl minus has higher splitting, Br minus has lower splitting. So who will have excitation, easier excitation? Bromine. Why? Because ligand is weak. So Br minus absorbs less energy because it has less splitting. Yes, so both statements are true. Yes, Ria, perfectly correct. Moving to the next question. So be calm and attempt your question. So let us attempt this one. Now this is a good question. Why I am saying good? Because now you have to do plus minus also, as Sumit sir was saying in the physics question. So into divide plus minus calculation, you have to be very religious with it. So we have this nitro group. How much weight it is given? 137. In yesterday paper also we had the same organic reaction spiced up with mole concept, but over there they have given percentage also. Here they have not mentioned percentage, so take 100% efficiency because they have not mentioned the percentage yield of product. So can you tell me number of moles of this molecules are given weight, which is 137 upon molecular mass. So molecular mass of this benzene is C6H6, but because this have this substitution, so it will be C6H4. So 78 minus 2 is 76. This is 12 plus 13 as in 15. And nitrogen is 14. So 14 plus 16 into 2 is 32. So add them up. I guess the question is helping you in a way because the overall molecular mass comes out to be 137. Perfect. Okay. Ria is saying answer is 228. Let us check, Ria. So number of mole, that means is 1. So I have 1 mole of this guy. Let us do the reaction. So 1 mole of this guy reacts with what, sir? It reacts with Sn in presence of HCl. Metal in presence of HCl do what, sir? It induces the reduction of nitro group. And when nitro group is reduced, it becomes amine. Perfect. So this is RB. Now after that, sir, it is getting reacted with the similar question was asked yesterday with acetic anhydride. What does it will induce, sir? The lone pair on this nitrogen atom will attack the carbonyl group and it will form an amide. So what will be formed, sir? Amide. So this CH3 is as it is. This nitrogen has just now formed an amide with acetic anhydride. Post that, you are still required to do bromination, which is electrophilic substitution. Now, who will induce that bromination? Sir, we have to, this group is a plus hyperconjugation, so it is also electron donating group. This group is also plus R group, although it is in cross conjugation, it will give electron there also, here also, but still resonance is a more dominating effect than hyperconjugation. So where you will have bromine, you will be having bromine in the ortho position of this plus R activating group, because para is obviously occupied. Doesn't matter even if you come, let's say if you commit a mistake because you feel, sir, this is cross conjugation, so this can go here also, here also. So generally resonance is more stabilizing, and generally hyperconjugation is lesser in magnitude. But somebody will feel a problem, a doubt that, sir, because it is cross conjugation, so maybe the plus R of this is lesser than plus hyperconjugation. But I'm generalizing it for you. Generally resonance is a stronger electron donating group than plus hyperconjugation. So obviously bromine will be added as per the plus R of this, so it will direct the incoming Br plus at ortho and para position, because para position is already occupied. So this product will be your major product. Although this is not asked, they are asking what is the amount of product produced, sir. So if 1 mole of this is reacted, 1 of this is produced, 1 of that is produced, so product produced is 1 mole. But you are asked the weight. So what will be the weight? Weight, number of moles is equal to weight upon molar mass. And I guess, yes, Ria, thank you very much. I guess the molecular mass Ria has already calculated for us. It is 228 perfect beta. This benzene mass, then bromine, take it as 80, that the CH3, and then add. So addition you have to do, because it was an integer type question. Rather, if you would have committed mistake in adding, then obviously you will be ending up with no marks. Okay, so moving forward, I hope it is clear now. Why I was discussing the electron displacement effect in detail? Because next question is just electron displacement effect only. Look at the question. It is asking you that, okay, to 228.1 JEE aspirant beta, but obviously you will write 228. So perfect beta. But thank you very much for JEE aspirant. If if an integer type question is coming, then you have to report the smallest integer and do the for the round off also. Remember this religiously. If value is greater than 0.5, go to the next integer. If it is less than 0.5, go to the lower integer. If it is 0.5, then the previous digit, if it is after decimal, if it is odd, it turns even, and if it is even, it remains even. So make this thing a point for significant figures question also. Yes, Elish. So moving forward now, sir, nitration, who will undergo nitration to a faster extent? Sir, nitration, during nitration what comes? NO2 plus. NO2 plus is an electrophile, so it is a question of electrophilic aromatic substitution. So who will invite this electrophile which is having more charge density? So let us check. This NO2 will do what with benzene ring? Sir, it is minus I and minus R, a highly strong electron withdrawing group. So will the electrophile feel motivated? No, the whole electron has been withdrawn by this NO2, so it will not be feeling much activated. Although if it is having electrophile is having no option, then it will be substituted at meta position. But if it is having an option of more charge density, it will go here to this molecule. It will try to find a molecule which is having electron donating group. This CH3 is definitely plus hyperconjugation, so this is good. This is an electron donating group. Ortho para position can be substituted by this NO2 plus. This CWH, sir, again, this is also electron withdrawing group, so no. Now this BR has a plus R, but the effect of plus R is less. Why? Because it has vacant d orbital also, so it is plus R also, minus R also. Moreover, the resonance will be done by dissimilar energized orbital. So for halogens, resonance is not effective, and what wins? Inductive. So therefore bromine has a stronger minus I, therefore it will also be a electron withdrawing group. Although if at all electrophile is formed and it is having no option, then the directive nature is for halogens also, it is decided by their resonance nature. That means if electrophile approaches this bromobenzene, it will go at ortho and para position, but will not be much activated. So obviously your answer will be B, because this is also effectively electron withdrawing group. Moving to a very simple question, B for bits Pilani. Okay, B for bits Pilani. Yes, B for bits Pilani. That means you are going to attempt. We at PW we have a very beautiful bit set paper booklet also, because there you have to do some verbal questions also. So JEE aspirant, that book will be helping you like anything. Now, again this thermodynamic question, no plus minus, no into divide, just your common sense. Let us do that common sense, sir. Water liquid is turning to water gas at 100 degrees Celsius. So what will be the step? First, this H2O liquid at 5 degrees Celsius will be given heat. You have to heat, because sir, liquid has to be converted to gas. So it's an endothermic process. We know this when we were small, class 5 student. So first, this H2O liquid will be converted to liquid only, but 100 degrees Celsius, and then at the constant temperature phase transformation takes place. Now phase transformation takes place and this H2O liquid will turn into H2O gas at the constant temperature. Hello, that means sir, this whole process, and it is taking steam. That means sir, this whole process is endothermic. So for endothermic process, what can you say about delta H? Sir, delta H is positive. So positive, 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 go to hell. What about Q? Sir, you are supplying heat to the system. That means if you are supplying heat, so Q is also positive. So positive, go to hell, positive, left with two options. Now, a basic thing, what about work? Sir, this is happening under constant pressure. How you are suggesting that? Because it has given nothing, and phase transformation generally takes place under Mother Nature. If nothing is mentioned, Mother Nature has constant temperature, the 1 atm. So at constant temperature, what work you are doing? Sir, irreversible work. What is the formula of irreversible work? Sir, irreversible work is minus external pressure times of delta V. What can you say about volume? Sir, volume from liquid to gas, volume is obviously increasing. So this delta V is positive. Because this delta V is positive, therefore your work will come out to be negative. So this is right. You are wrong. Option 3. Selesh is saying C. Let me see. I have some more chemistry questions. No. Let's see who else is ready for you. Deepen sir is ready. So Deepen sir, over to you.
Okay, so give me a quick response. Okay, so give me a quick response, students. Am I clearly audible and visible? Can we continue with that part? Let me just see what is happening at my end. I am seeing this streaming to be getting paused. So I hope I'm clearly audible and visible. The question which is visible right there on the screen, can you see it? Just give me a quick response. Great. So but working on the system means positive only. This I think is related to chemistry. Okay, so somebody has made somebody sad. Okay, JEE aspirant, we are really sincerely sorry for the sadness we are bringing into your life, but let's focus at this question right now. So what does the question say? The question says number of 4 letters word. So I need to form a 4 letters word, right? How do we go ahead with that? I'll say with or without meaning, formed from the letters of the word PQRSTUV, but PQR are appearing once, then S is appearing thrice, then T is appearing twice, then U is appearing also once, then V is appearing double. So this is the letters of the word we have. I hope you can get more clarity on this by simply 3 plus 2, 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 4 is 11. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 letters. Great. So no confusion so far. Now, great. Now, how do I proceed with that? I can create different cases. I need to form a 4-letter word. So 4-letter word can be formed in multiple ways. First way, when all the 4 are distinct, can I have that possibility? Yes. So out of these 7 available letters, if I choose any 4 letters, well, that can be done in 4 ways. And at those 4 places, 4 letters can be arranged in 4 factorial ways. So this is my first case. What about the second case? In the second case, I keep first 2 or any 2 letters same, but other 2 distinct. I hope I understand this form. X, Y, Z. So 2 are same, 2 are different. So 2 same letters can be chosen from either this group, or this group. So 3C2, because 1 group is chosen only. So 3C1, because any 2 letters from these 3 groups needed to be chosen. So that will be 3C1. Then what I do is, now for the remaining 2 places, I need to choose 2 distinct digits, 2 distinct letters basically, which can be done in 4C2 ways. So here I have chosen the letters. Now 4 letters are there, they can be arranged in 4 factorial ways, but out of those 4 letters 2 are identical, same, so 2 factorial will come here into picture. Now the next case is I create this category of conclusion. 2 are alike and other 2 are also alike, but of different types. So here what I need to do is I need to select 2 sets from these 2 available sets only. I hope you're understanding my language. So with that, 2 pairs are to be chosen out of these 3 available groups. So with that, I can do that in 3C2 ways. 4 are to be arranged at 4 places, 4 factorial, but 2 are alike, other 2 are also alike, 2 factorial, 2 factorial. Great. With that, the next could be, there is one more possibility here. A lot of students may have committed the error that there is one more possibility that all 3 could be same except for one, which is possible only when all 3 letters are chosen from this S. So all the 3 are S and the remaining letter is the distinct one. So 3S can be chosen in one way, but apart from that, I'm still left with 6 available options. So from those 6, that one letter can be chosen in 6C1 ways, into 4 factorial upon 3 factorial into 1 factorial. Now it's a matter of simplifying them and adding them, which you're supposed to do. So there comes calculation into picture. So with that, I hope you would have marked the correct option. Can I move ahead with that? What do we see next is the next question here right there in front of us, a very interesting question. We are constantly seeing questions based on binomial coefficients. I hope you remember these basic properties which you were taught when you were taught this chapter, binomial theorems. We were constantly highlighting these properties. NCR is n upon r, n minus 1 CR minus 1, and there NCR plus 1 is n plus 1 CR plus 1. These two properties will make you solve this question within seconds. How do we solve this? Look at this part. 100C50 by 51. Now look at this part. If I look at this 100C50 by 51, we know NCR is n by r, n minus 1 CR minus 1. So what I do is, I take this n here, I keep this r here. So NCR by n is equal to n minus 1 CR minus 1 by r. Now look at this part. Can we compare this with this? If I could, what I'm seeing is that n minus 1 means I'm writing this part only, right? So 100 minus 1 C r minus 1, that is 51 minus 1 divided by r, that is 51. Did you understand what did I just say? I'm saying NC1 C r minus 1 by r can be replaced by NCR by n. What is NCR? So I hope you can see NCR means NC r divided by n. So I can replace it by 101C51 by 101. Here also you can see that same relation can be done. So on, what I'll be seeing is that all these relations when written over here will give me the denominator as 101. Okay. Salesh is saying, but sir, n is same, sir. Which n? Sir, I left this question not enough time and I was panicked. Salesh, I didn't get that part. Could you repeat that portion which you are mentioning or highlighting? Great. Keep studying. That's the only tip I can give you right now. Keep watching these analysis so that you can get more idea, more clarity about what kind of questions are being asked, and you could revise the concepts which are being used. Great. Now moving ahead with that. So the numerator looks a basic conclusion like this. So either you use this one, or even if I ask you, can you help me with 2 to the power 101? It will be 101C0, 10C1, and so on until 101C, 101. So these are half of those terms. So half of those terms when added give you 2 to the power 101 by 2, and it is already having a 101. So you simplify this and you get the answer 2 to the power 100 upon 101. That will be the final answer. Okay, so I think that is great. Can I move ahead with that? Can we move towards the next question for the day? Let me see. Do we have the next question? Yes, we do have one more question of mathematics. A very interesting question. We are constantly telling you, do not ignore the importance of vectors in 3D and matrices and determinants. It is a very important unit. Look at this question, a very simple question. Since they have already removed higher topics from vectors, 3D and all, so you can go or expect some simple, standard, decent and easy questions from these chapters. Now, how do I do that? Here, look at this. Vector A is given as I cap plus j cap plus 2k cap. Vector B is given as 2i minus j plus k. Vector C is A cross B. So let's find vector C. Vector C is A cross B means what? I, J, K. Vector A and vector B. This is how we find vector C. By having this determinants expansion, you can crack vector C. We are told D is C cross B. Okay, so we are told D is C cross B and we need to find A minus D, A minus B dot D. Now one of the methods is, now you find C cross B so that you can have D, then you subtract B from A, take dot product with D and you can get the answer. The other method here is that A minus B, see, what I need is A minus B into D. What is D? D we know C cross B. So A minus B dot C cross B. Although STP and VTP is excluded from your syllabus, but we have constantly told you that if you know these concepts, your questions will become easier. You can solve them with better and lesser number of steps, with more productivity, with more ease and more quickly. So here A dot C cross B is ACB, box of ACB, which I can write as minus ABC if I maintain that cyclicity. And here B dot C cross B, so that will be 0 because B and C cross B will be perpendicular, so that is 0. So I need to find A, B, C. We know vector A, I, J, 2, I mean 1, 1, 2, vector B is 2, minus 1, 1, and vector C is, we have already cracked 3, 5, minus 1. I need to take its negative, so once you expand this determinant and take its negative, that will be the answer and your job will be done. Everyone with me on this? Can I move ahead with that? I possibly will not be able to move ahead because this is what I have as of now. Obviously, I'll bring more questions, but let me call Sumit sir now so that we can get started with him. So Sumit sir possibly is ready. Let me see whether he joins it or not. So I'm ending from my
Back with some more questions on physics. Are you able to hear me? Okay, so this is a question on collision. And I have seen till now the discussion is going very serious. There were some funny comments, but now it's not there. Order of reactivity is proportional to I group. Okay, I need some funny comments. Let us read this question. Two blocks of mass 15 kg, 25 kg moving towards each other with speed 6 meter per second and 10 meter per second undergoes inelastic collision. Okay, inelastic collision means after the collision they will move together. In which direction? Its momentum is 90, its momentum is 250. It means certainly they will move towards the left after collision. So this is before collision, and here this both the blocks will combine together. Okay, so I can show just one block. So 15 plus 25 will be 40, and this 40 block is moving towards left with speed, let us take v. So conserve momentum. Okay, how much is the momentum? This I am taking left as positive. So conservation of momentum is 250 into 10 minus 15 into 6. This is the total momentum towards the left. 250, sorry, 25 into 10. 25 into 10 minus 15 into 6. This is the total initial momentum towards the left. And what is the total final momentum? 40 into v. So this is my conservation of momentum. Now what it is? 250 minus 90 is equals to 40v. So this becomes 160 divided by 40. So that is 4. So finally this total one block, you can say combined system, is moving towards the left with velocity 4 meter per second. If the specific heat of both the blocks is S, then a rise in temperature of block is equal to, I think in the options it should be by S. If the specific heat is S, it should be by S. How much is the rise in temperature? Now first we need how much is the heat dissipated. Heat dissipated will be equal to the difference in the energies, total initial energy and the total final energy. How much is the difference? Okay, so let us write here delta K. So total initial energy is half into 15 into 6 square is 36 plus for the second block half, m is 25 there, into v square is 100. This is the total initial energy. How much is the total final energy? Half into total mass 40 into v square is 16. I need your help in calculations. If you can help quickly. 15, if somebody can help me in the calculations, please do. So 15 into 36 plus, okay, 15 into 36, this is 540. I am taking 1 by 2 common. This is 540 plus this is 2500 minus this is 640. 640, yeah. 640. Now how much is it is? This is 540 plus 2500, okay, minus 640 minus 640, 640, this comes out to be 2400 divided by 2, that is 1200 joules. So this is actually my Q. This is basically my Q. This is the heat that will be dissipated. Now Q I will put as mc delta T to find how much is the delta T. Now putting Q is equals to M, specific heat is S, yeah, ms into delta T. So delta T comes out to be Q, that is 1200 divided by M. M is my total mass 40, because both are having specific heat as only, total mass is 40, 40 divided by S. How much it is? 4 into 30. So this comes out to be 30 by S. 30 by S. This is my delta T, which matches with option A. Option A is coming. Great. Yes, yes, Salish. Everyone is getting option 1? Okay. I think somebody is mentioning. Okay. In presence of horizontal magnetic field 0.5 Tesla, a wire Mn length perpendicular to magnetic field of length 20 meter, okay, this is 20 meter, is released as shown, EMF induced in across its end as it drops 20 meter. So when this wire will drop by 20 meter, it will be moving with some velocity v. And if you ask me how much is the EMF induced, v cross b dot dl plus minus, and then that EMF induced will be b v into L. So basically I need V. Now what is the force on this wire? There is only force due to gravity. There is no force due to magnetic field. Why so? There is no current in the wire. Only force due to gravity is acting. It means it is having an acceleration in the downward direction, that is G. A should be the answer. Yeah. Rahul is mentioning, sir, can you explain the concept? Which concept you are talking about, Rahul? How is the difficulty of the paper? Paper is okay. Like few questions I can say. One question was there in which some lengthy calculations was there. Here calculations is moderate. Question is not that difficult, but moderate calculations. Here calculations were more, as we had discussed. So what is V? It is falling under gravity. Acceleration due to gravity is G. So I'll write V as root of 2 into G into H. So 2 into G is 10 into how much height it fell is 20. So velocity comes out to be 20 meter per second. Velocity is 20. Now put in the formula. Induced EMF becomes B is 0.5, V is 20, L is 20. Yeah. So this becomes 10 and this becomes 200 volt. So the answer comes out to be 200. Everybody is getting 200. Yes, Shailesh, perfect. Ria is also getting 200. Devraj is also getting 200. Pratik 200. Great, great. Everybody is getting. Okay. Now let us see a few more questions. Next, across two standards YDSC setups having same fringe width, lambda 1 by lambda 2 is this, d1 by d2 is this, then the value of capital D1 by capital D2 is. Now Pratik might be remembering that I was mentioning yesterday that in like beta is asked, like I think 3 shifts till now I have seen beta is asked. Beta means the fringe width. So sometimes there was some statement question, sometimes there was some numerical value type question. Here also there is numerical value type question. So beta is asked. So make sure you remember the formula of fringe width, that is lambda d by d. Okay. So in both the cases fringe width is same. Yeah, Pratik remembers. Oh, perfect. So in both the cases fringe width is same. So I can say lambda 1 d1 by d1 is equals to lambda 2 d2 by d2. This is for system 1, this is for system 2. In both the system beta is same, therefore I equated like this. Okay, here I can say my beta 1 is basically equals to beta 2. Now I need the ratio of capital D1 by capital D2. So capital D1 by capital D2 is basically equal to lambda 2 by lambda 1 into D1 by D2. What is lambda 2 by lambda 1? That is 2. So this is 2. What is D1 by D2? That is again 2. So this comes out to be 4. This ratio comes out to be 4. Yes, Diksha, Riya, Kishore, Prashant, Rahul, Vijay, Shailesh, Devraj, so many students are solving perfect. Everybody is getting 4. That's great. Next. Oh, in the setup shown, voltage across a Xener diode is 5 volt. So plus minus, this is my 5 volt. Xener diode is in reverse bias, yeah. And currents I1, I2 are 20 milliampere and 5 milliampere. So this is 20 milliampere and this is 5 milliampere. Respectively, the value of resistance Rs is equal to, I need this Rs. Do I know the potential across this Rs? Yes. This is 25, this is 5. It means across this, how much is the potential? 20. Isn't it? If you move in this loop, this is 5. Here it was 25, so this is remaining 20. 20 plus 5 is total 25. So 20 volt across this resistance, current across this resistance is 20 milliampere. So how much will be the resistance? Sorry, how much will be the resistance? Yes. So resistance is equals to V by I, isn't it? V is equals to IR. So R is equals to V by I. What is V? V is 20. What is I? 20 milli. So this comes out to be 1000 ohm. 1000 ohm. Yes, Sailesh, Devraj, Vijay, Rahul, great. Everybody is getting 1000. Perfect. It means you are going to get a very good score in physics if you are able to solve these questions. Another question, and this is on Bohr's model. Find out the correct energy for the ground state. It should be ground. O-U-N, okay. Ground state or energy transition. Symbols have usual meaning. N to M gives the transition, okay. So here the transition is from 2 to 1. Here the transition is not mentioned. It means he is talking about the ground state. Now, ground state for hydrogen, or the energy of ground state or the energy of nth level, how we write for hydrogen like atom? 13.6 into Z square by N square electron volt. This is the energy. Use this expression now. For hydrogen, it will become 13.6, Z is 1, N is 1, so minus 13.6 electron volt. It means this is incorrect. For lithium, how much is the atomic number? 3. So minus 13.6 into Z square is 3 square divided by N square is 1 square. This is also not 13.6. This is incorrect. For helium, for transition 2 to 1. For transition 2 to 1, how much will be the difference? 13.6. Helium atomic number is 2. So Z square when I will do, it will be 2 square. 1 by N1 square minus 1 by N2 square. So 1 minus 1 by 4. Is it correct? 1 minus 1 by 4. So that is 3 by 4. Okay, so minus 13.6 into 4 into 3 by 4. So this is minus 13.6 into 3. Nearly 40, yeah, 40.8. Perfect. This is correct. Now let us check for beryllium for 2 to 1. For beryllium, if I write minus 13.6, how much is the atomic number? 4. So into 4 square into, this is transition 2 to 1, so 1 minus 1 by 4. Okay, now this 4 is getting cancelled, so this comes out to be minus 13.6 into 4, which is not equal to 13.6. Okay, here it should be plus sign. Okay, only C option is correct. Only C option is correct. Ria, yes. What is that? Okay, Rahul is also getting C. Shailesh is getting C. Okay, great, great. Kaveen Kumar, Devraj, everybody is getting C. That's good. The discussion is going very serious. As I was saying, there should be some funny comments. Let us see who mentions. For A, find A for dispersion without deviation. Dispersion without deviation means total deviation has to be 0. Total deviation has to be 0. Now these are thin prisms. Angle is very small, 5 degree, and here also small. You can say some similar type of angle will be. So how we write the deviation when the angle is small? So we write deviation as mu minus 1 into A. Mu minus 1 into A is only for thin prisms. Remember it. For thin prisms. Remember this formula. Now one prism is like this, another prism is upside down. So what will happen? One will provide positive deviation, another will provide negative deviation. The magnitude of both the deviations will be equal and they will cancel each other. This is what going to happen. Okay, so one will provide positive deviation, another negative deviation, magnitude is equal. So equate the magnitude of the two deviations. So for first, mu minus 1, so 1.72 minus 1, mu minus 1 into A is 5, is equals to, for the second prism, mu minus 1, so 1.90 minus 1 into the angle there, that is A. So this is 0.72 into 5 comes out to be 0.90 into A. So this is 18 into 4. Yeah. This is 18 into 5. This 5 got cancelled. A comes out to be 4. A comes out to be 4. Angle of the prism is 4 degree. Yes, 4. Perfect. Great. Everybody is getting 4. B. Yes. Mrinal, Pratik. Okay. Kaveen. Great. Another question. Which of the following material has bigger Young's modulus? How we write Young's modulus? Young's modulus is the ratio of stress divided by strain. Okay. So the stress strain curve, okay, when it follows the Hooke's law, okay, the slope of that curve, stress to strain, but here we are having strain, here we are having stress. Okay. So if I ask you how much is the slope or how much is the Young's modulus, okay, so that will be 1 by of the slope, isn't it? The slope gives us strain by stress. Strain by stress. So I can say here Young's modulus is equal to 1 by slope. Which one is having the least slope? D is having least slope. It means Young's modulus for D will be greatest. So YD, then my YC, then my YB, then my YA. This is the order here. Which of the following material has bigger Young's modulus? So I'll say D is having the bigger Young's modulus. Shailesh, D. Perfect. Mrinal, D. Pratik, D. Ria, D. Great. Okay, what is this very long name? Devi is there at the end. I don't know what is this, how it spells. Okay, everybody is getting D. That's great. Okay, now we will have some questions on chemistry. Some questions on chemistry. Let us see who is coming. Okay, now Gaurav sir will be coming. So it's over to you, Gaurav sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Uh, yes. So a very nice and sound participation, and I was reading those comments. Yes, Sailesh, I'm here. I read your comment, bhai. But actually, Sumit sir came, so I thought to take that doubt first. So see, Sailesh is asking that, sir, work done has to be. Sailesh, you are, see, what are the parameters? It's a conceptual doubt, Sailesh. So I'm here for you. Actually, how you change the internal energy of a system? You have two modes: by heat and by work. Both are not same. If you are supplying heat, that doesn't mean whether ultimately work is done by the system or on the system. Definitely, because it is an endothermic process, so you are supplying heat. So one mode of heat transfer to change internal energy of the system is heat. Definitely correct. But what amount of work that you will be doing is independent mode of energy transfer. So for work, you have to separately think about the work done formulas and the work done concept. So that's why while discussing also, what did I say? I say that because phase transformation is taking place, so pressure will be, external pressure will be constant. So what work you will be subjecting to the system? Sir, it will be irreversible work. What is the, so think of the work separately. So what is irreversible work? Irreversible work is this much, and work is always having this negative sign times of P external to delta V. Rather, it would have been reversible work. Then also the formula would be minus nRT ln of final volume upon initial volume. And you tell me, if final volume is larger, that log value will also be positive, so that reversible work will also be negative. So do not have a misconception that heat and work are same. They are two different mode of heat transfer or heat exchange between system and surrounding. I hope we are clear on that, Sailesh. Doubt. Okay. So Dabbi Karu, I'm sorry, but yes, what's the doubt? Sailesh, I hope we are clear. We can move. Okay, thank you. So moving to the next question. A beauty again from NCRT. So the basic reaction, you have an alkyne over here. It is not a terminal alkyne, so geometrical isomerism will be shown by the formed alkene. The first reagent is hydrogen in presence of PD/C. Although advance has subjected us the knowledge of our understanding, actually PD/C is not a perfect representation of Lindlar's catalyst. In presence of palladium, you have to poison it with sulfur compounds like barium sulfate and quinolene in boiling solvent of xylene. So in general, I'm saying, because advance has played with this logic, PD/C is a means of hydrogenation, and alkane can also be produced. But look at the option. The option are not, I mean, the alkane, in X, the alkane can also be produced. But if you have the feeling of the question, because advance has played with it multiple times. So if you have a feeling of it, because we are attempting a mains question, so what should we think? What should we think? That PD/C is a poisoned, I mean, it is a subject to controversial thing, because PD/C can even undergo complete hydrogenation. But keeping in mind that they are asking us about the Lindlar's catalyst, that is the feeling of the question, which even I feel. So PD/C, if I'm suggesting that it is Lindlar's catalyst, then in the 200 questions series also I've told you what is the rhyme that we learn. Giving poison is a sin. Sin forms cis isomer of alkene. So you get a cis form of butene. And obviously the Birch reduction, sodium in liquid ammonia, gives you a trans alkene. So here trans alkene is formed. So obviously your answer will be cis alkene and trans alkene. That is option number B. Option number B. Yeah. So Shubh Jaiswal. Shubh is saying delta U, not delta H in the option. Okay, delta U, not delta. He is saying that question was asking about internal energy change, not delta H. Then Shubh, what if rather it would have been delta U, not delta H in the question? If rather you had delta U over here, because what students told us, they told us it is delta H. Rather, if you would have, if you had delta U, then what will be your answer? Sir, you should apply float. What is float? Delta U is equal to Q plus W. W you have to calculate using, sir, but volume is not given. So change in volume, sir, this liquid changing to gas, volume will be tremendously high. So delta V will be tremendously high. So work will be tremendously negative. And you are supplying heat, so magnitude of Q and W then has to be supplied by the question. So that's why even I feel that it should be delta H, because then they have to supply the value, they have to supply what volume has been reached, what amount of heat, and this what is the because this delta H will be delta H vaporization. So then they have to supply all the value, then only you can comment about the value of delta U, because from first law delta U is equal to Q plus W, but they have not supplied. So let's say it was delta H, and if whether it was delta U, then you have to calculate. Acha, somebody say Amit is also saying delta U tha sir. So Amit, for delta U you have to know the values, for because for delta U it is equal to Q plus W. Q is positive, W is negative. So ultimately what will be the sign of delta U will be dealt by the magnitude of values which were actually not supplied as per the question which has been given to us. Okay. So if rather then beta, that question has to be, we have to again look into that thing, because if it is delta U, then you have to supply the values. So moving forward rather, but so beta, then let me again rethink about the question. If let me again see to the details given by the printing guys. So I'll see if it is delta U or delta H. Move it for the time being. At least we know the logic of if it was delta H, what would be done. If it is delta U, then what we have to do is apply first law of thermodynamics. Moving to this question, moving to the next question, it is of the it is practical organic chemistry of NCERT. Basic NCERT. What is NCERT? What is the statement one? It is saying sublimation is a pure technique that is used to separate those solid substances which change from solid to vapor without passing through liquid state. Sir, this is the definition of sublimation. When you have two different components and you heat them, if they change directly from solid to gas, they can be separated from those species which actually, what is the general trend? Solid changes to liquid first. But there are some species like naphthalene, like camphor, like iodine, which is a solid, on heating it directly sublimes, changes to gas, no liquid phase is seen. And one very famous compound, ammonium chloride. So because ammonium chloride, if you have ammonium chloride and if you have, let's say, another salt, then the another salt will first turn from solid to liquid, while ammonium chloride directly sublimes. So these are the NCERT facts that you should know, although the question is just giving you the definition of sublimation. So obviously statement 1 is true, it is correct. What about statement 2? If external atmospheric pressure is reduced, okay, then boiling point is decreased. What is definition of boiling point? A liquid is said to be boiling when the vapor pressure of liquid becomes equal to atmospheric pressure, that means external pressure. So if you reduce external pressure, the vapor pressure that liquid has to acquire will also get reduced. So the temperature at which that vapor pressure of liquid will be acquired will also become less. That's why you can boil water easily when you hill up a mountain. So a basic class 9th logic. So obviously this is also true. So definitely all are saying. Rudhi, hello beta. Rudhi is saying A. Prem react. Hi sir, hi beta, and Ria, option A, perfect beta. So moving forward now, in the previous session from solutions chapter, they were having and showing much of interest in depression in freezing point. But in this one, they have given focus on RLVP and the ideal solution graph. So let us check whether it is ideal or non-ideal solution. So the question is saying from solution chapter that you have a binary solution of acetone and carbon disulfide. What is acetone, my friends? Sir, acetone is a very beautiful and polar molecule having strong dipole-dipole attraction. So because this is having dipole-dipole attraction, so boiling point of acetone will be high in comparison to whom? In comparison to the non-polar molecule of CS2. It will be attracted by London dispersion forces because this is non-polar, so attraction will be instantaneous dipole-dipole attraction, which is lesser. So boiling point of this CS2 will be less. Now this logic also you have to know, because obviously we know they are not having any similar attraction of hydrogen bonding, so obviously they are non-ideal solution. But what type of non-ideal solution? Which is showing positive deviation, because this guy will not like the non-polar molecule to intermix, so it will move away and it will also move away, and they will result in a positive deviation from Raoult's law. So I hope everybody is Sailesh is saying D, Pratik is saying A, Devraj is saying B. So beta, obviously this cannot be your answer. Why? Because this is a graph of ideal solution. Now positive deviation, so this can be true. Positive deviation, so this can be true. Positive deviation, so this can be true. Now the point of difference is this knowledge. Who will be having higher boiling point? Who will be at a particular temperature? Who will be having higher pressure? So the person which is having lesser boiling point, at a particular temperature, it will show higher vapor pressure. So vapor pressure at a particular temperature of this CS2 will be larger because this is having weak intermolecular attraction. So pressure formed by this molecule will be larger at a particular temperature. So this is happening at a particular temperature. Graph is maintained at a particular temperature. So here, if you see option 1, this is saying CS2, and at when it is CS2 is 1, its mole fraction is 1, its pressure is shown to be higher. This is the straight line is for CS2 and its pressure is higher, while this straight line is lower, and it is saying it is for acetone. So that should be our answer. So this is option A. Let us check the other options. This one, okay, I guess the graph that has been formed, it should be starting from here. So it is saying, okay, it is saying acetone is top. It is also saying acetone is at top. So acetone cannot be at top because vapor pressure of CS2 will be high. So option A is correct, because vapor pressure at a particular temperature of CS2 will be larger, because again I'm telling you, it is having weaker intermolecular forces of attraction. So at a particular temperature, its vapor pressure will be, it can easily be vaporized. Perfect. Option A. Okay, Ria, I hope you got that. It is option A. Ria, Devraj, moving forward. Okay, so this is it. Yes. Kishore is also perfect. Perfect, beta. So let's see. I am done. Okay, Deepen sir is ready for you. So Deepen sir, over to you.
So I hope I'm visible. Just give me a good go ahead, everyone. Okay, Gaurav sir must have ended by now. So let's see whether I'm properly visible or audible or not. So quickly give me a response, students. Am I clearly visible and audible? Well, let me refresh my screen so that we get this confirmation so that we can great. So I think I'm visible properly. Going ahead with this conclusion, what I have is another set of great questions. That's brilliant. We are getting a good response. So you all are interacting and responding. Great, brilliant. So let's get started with the simplest question. Today, so far, whatever number of questions I have seen, it is not as tough as last day's second shift. It was the toughest. Previously, last day, the second shift. But today, I would still categorize maths as somewhere between easy to moderate. Doable. Questions are short. They are doable. They are not lengthy in terms of calculation. You all must have cracked them. How do we crack this particular one? Let's have a clarity on that. Great. It's good to hear from you all. Let's see how do we solve this particular one. It says there is a line y is equals to x plus 1. We know how to draw the line y is equals to x plus 1. There is an ellipse x square by 2 plus y square is equals to 1. If I try and find the point of intersection, what I'll do is I'll replace y x plus 1 by here. So x square by 2 x plus 1 whole square. This clearly becomes a quadratic. When you solve this quadratic, you get two values, minus 4 by 3, comma 0. So when you replace x by minus 4 by 3 here, you get minus 1 by 3. So there will be a point of intersection of this ellipse and a line, which is there in the third quadrant. And the line, when you replace x by 0, gives you a point 1. So 0, comma 1 will be the next point of intersection between the ellipse and the line. It is always advised to our students in our classes that yes, in coordinate geometry, while drawing the figure, try to be as accurate as possible, because the clarity you have with the figure, it gives you more freedom that you will be able to visualize or figure out your answer better. So what I'm trying to make you understand is, what are we told? Find the angle subtended by the segment AB. What is segment AB? This segment AB. What angle is it subtending at the center of the ellipse? Center of the ellipse means what? Origin. So this angle AOB is what they are asking. I hope you're clearly getting it. So when you talk about AOB, you all must have realized, sir, that here this angle is a 90-degree angle. We all are clearly seeing this. So 90 plus something is needed to be done. That will be our angle AOB. Will you all agree with that? Now, how do I find out angle this particular angle? So if you are aware of the concept of argument in complex numbers, you could have used a very basic idea you can come up with. See, I know the coordinates of point B are minus 4 by 3, minus 1 by 3. So in terms of distance, the base of this triangle is 4 by 3. The height of this triangle is 1 by 3. So how will you define tan theta? Will you not say tan theta will be perpendicular upon base? So theta we receive as tan inverse 1 by 4. The job is done. Your answer will be pi by 2 plus tan inverse 1 by 4, option A. Tell me honestly, how many of you were able to do it? No, Prateek, why are you going ahead with this concept of slope? Slope will give you something like this. If I extend it further, I mean, I don't know how are you thinking in terms of slope, but why are you complicating it? Go ahead with your explanation, Prateek. What did you think of doing? Let's listen to what you have to say in terms of slope. By the time Prateek responds, let's move to the next question. One of the easiest questions. Trust me, one of the easiest papers again. One of the easiest papers. If you could highlight, or in the examination hall, it's a matter of deciding which one is easier, maths, physics or chemistry, and go ahead with that. And it takes a lot of time to conclude or to reach to the conclusion, and you can say it only after writing the exam, not before the exam or not while writing the exam. I hope you know the panic or anxiety which gets created in your brain while attempting the paper. But try to be as calm as you can. You cannot. I mean, that is a situation where you cannot go like that. Okay, Prateek, coordinate of B minus 0. Okay. Yes, Sohan, this is memory-based paper. We have brought our questions and then we are discussing it. But these are the almost similar question to what has appeared in the first shift today. So what I'll say is that here I'll try to think of applying king. So pi by 24, 5 pi by 24. When they are added, I'm thinking of f of a plus b minus x. Do you remember that? So here 5 pi by 24, pi by 24 is 6 pi by 24, which is pi by 4. So when I replace pi by 4 here, I hope you are understanding what do I mean by this. When I'm replacing x by pi by 4 minus x, it becomes 2x. So it is 2 pi by 4, this which is pi by 2 minus 2x. So 10 pi by 2 minus 2x is cot 2x. We all know that. So with that, see, this entire expression, if I'm assuming as I, if I take this whole expression as I, what I clearly know is that, sir, here, if I'm using this f of a plus b minus x King's property here. So what I'll say is pi by 24 plus 5 by 24 I'll replace here. So this 10 2x becomes cot 2x. Cot 2x is 1 upon 10 2x. So 1 upon 10 2x, take the LCM, that 10 2x goes in the numerator. I hope you're understanding it. So this is also I. So when this I is added with this I, so denominators are same, so LCM will be same, but the numerator is also same because here I'm having 1, here I'm having 10 to x to the power 1 by 3. So numerator and denominator are same, which means the ratio will be 1. So here 2i will be 1 dx pi by 24 to 5 pi by 24. That's great, Salish. So do you always decide the paper by looking in the math section only? If maths is easy, you conclude paper was easy. If maths was tough, you would say the paper was tough. Great, Prateek, King's property. Perfect, brilliant. Now with that, when I go ahead with this conclusion, I hope I need not tell you what should be the answer. You simply integrate it, put the upper limit, lower limit, and don't forget to divide it by 2. Don't be in a rush that you write this as the answer. That answer should be divided by 2. A lot of times students commit such mistakes. That's good, Puneet. That's good, Dev. That's great, Sohan. That's brilliant. That's good, Samurai. That's great, Riya. Perfect, brilliant. Okay, so Prateek is saying yes, sir. Great. So don't make mathematics as one of those criterion on the basis of which you are deciding that paper was difficult or easy. You have 3 subjects, right? And IIT JEE is doing it. If it is giving you maths easy, it will balance it out. It knows the subtle art of balancing it. So if they have given maths, yes, the paper was a little difficult last night. the second shift of yesterday. But today math section was easy to moderate. So let's move towards the next question here. So I was saying that the subtle art of balancing everything, IIT JEE knows it, right? So here, again, a simple, I'll say lengthy in terms of calculation, and little bit of calculation was there, but not much. Look at this. 3 cos 2 theta plus 8 cos theta minus 3 root 3 is equal to 0. Now, no matter how many times IIT JEE says it, that we have omitted the syllabus of trigonometric equations, then how can you say that this is omitted? Then why are we seeing this question in the paper? We will say questions based on tangents and normals as well. Coordinate geometry, how can you, not deal with coordinate geometry without tangent and normal? So you got to deal with that. So nothing is omitted. Follow the process. Great, Puneet. Okay, Sohan. Great. So with that, I'll say cos 2 theta, we can substitute by 2 cos square theta minus 1. It becomes a quadratic in cos. For the sake of simplicity, I'll replace cos by c. So this becomes a quadratic. Now the only challenge is you got to find the value of c in terms of, with the help of Sridharacharya formula. You got to do that. So I hope you can simply write the value of c by using Sridharacharya formula. When you use Sridharacharya formula, you get two values of c. I'm not writing that value, that calculation, I'm leaving it up to you. But when you get those two values of c, first of all, you got to remember that c means what? Cos theta. So that cos theta has to lie between minus 1 and 1. So that value which you'll get, some calculation you got to do, some assumptions you got to take, some approximations you have to take, so that you can figure out whether the value of c which you're receiving, which is cos theta, lying between minus 1 and 1. Once you have cracked that, then you go with the graph. I hope, let's say there are two values. I'm just assuming there are two values and both are lying between minus 1 and 1. So both will be acceptable solutions. But what am I asked? The number of solutions. So if I'm asked about the number of solutions, I need to figure out what value is it, whether it is between 0 to 1 or minus 1 to 0. Otherwise, again, my answer will be wrong. So from minus 3 pi to 2 pi, I need to look at the graph of cos x. So I hope you know how to draw the graph of cos x. This is how you draw the graph of cos x. I hope you haven't forgotten that. So with the help of an accurate graph, you can get more clarity about the number of solutions. So the next part will be, I'll simply say that this is 0, this is of course pi by 2, this is pi, and this will be 2 pi. I think 2 pi, yes. This is 0, this is minus pi, this is minus 2 pi, and this will be minus 3 pi. So now the only thing which is tricky here in this question is, yes, it was moderate question, Ria. The only thing which you got to take care is that you need to define cos theta's two values. Let's say they are alpha and beta. Now you got to take care of alpha and beta. Where do they lie? Whether they are positive or negative. You can identify that. And while identifying whether they are positive or negative, do they lie between 0 and 1 or minus 1 and 0? Because if it lies between 0 and 1, the number of solutions will be different. If it is between minus 1 to 0, the number of solutions will be different. Sir, in this paper, I got approximately 120 to 130 marks. That's great, Sohan. We are really proud of you. Keep practicing, keep preparing like this. Now, I hope you have understood the idea. The only thing which I'm skipping is this calculation, which you all are good at. Moving ahead with that, to save some time, let's look at the next question. To solve this question based on differential equations, I'll say don't try to get rid of exact differential equations. What do I mean by that? Let me try and show you that. If I rewrite this expression, don't get confused by this. X to the power 4 dy plus 4x cube y dx plus sin x. This is a memory based paper, so the data may change. We may get a different answer which you might not have gotten during the examination hall, because the data may not be absolutely correct. So don't worry about that, right? So how much percent? Sohan, I really have no idea at this stage. We are really occupied with this stuff. Can we do it later? Okay, great, Ria. So how do I solve this further? I am asking you to look at this part. Do you not think this clearly is derivative of x to the power 4y? I repeat, why am I saying that this clearly is a derivative of x to the power 4y? Because I hope you can see x to the power 4 dy and then 4x cube y dx. I hope you can clearly see this coming right here like that. Any confusions on that? So exact differential equations can be used, and this is clearly plus sin x dx. Now what will I do next is I'll simply integrate both these sides. So when you put an integration sign on both these sides, I hope I need not say nothing here. This gives you differentiation of 1 with respect to x to the power 4y. This gives you this. The derivative of, it's not differentiation, integration of 1. Integration of sin x is minus cos x. And here I need to introduce the constant of integration. Now, two things I'm not doing. Linear differential equation, Pratik. Why do you have to go there? I think three lines. Why are you interested in finding IF and then all? Why can't you simply solve it like this? Two steps question it is. If you could strike this particular part, and I'm constantly highlighting yesterday also in the morning when I was taking that revision session of the most anticipated questions which we discussed in the morning, there also I highlighted learn exact differential equations. They make you solve the question within two steps. Look at this solution. Is it not very easy, very efficient, very time saving? So with that, when I go ahead with this, I hope the only part which I'm skipping now is that it is given that y pi by 2 is 0. So what do is you replace x by pi by 2, y by 0, x by pi by 2, y by 0. So you could crack the value of c, which is a very simple task. Once you have cracked c, you got to take the value of y pi by 3. So once you have cracked c, replace x by pi by 3, you will get the value of y, multiply that value by pi square, and that will be the correct answer. I hope it isn't a tough or a difficult question at all. Can we move ahead with the next question? Are you all there, listening, understanding? With that, when I move towards the next question, yes. Again, a very simple question. So remember, they are asking matrices and determinants vectors in 3D the way they have been asking. But we are clearly and constantly seeing questions from differential equations, area under the curve, definite integration. These 5 chapters are not going anywhere. Permutation and combinations, binomial. Regularly, every day you would see questions based on these chapters. They are not going anywhere. Trigonometry. Look at this. So these questions are there. So at least go for these chapters. Go for these chapters at all. But don't assume, don't take my words as it is, or that these are the only chapters from which questions are going to be asked. If initially they are putting weightage on these chapters, then later on the coming shifts, the weightage could differ. They shift the weightage to some other chapters as well. So that can happen, right? With that, when I move ahead with this part, the area bounded by the curve fx, maximum of sin x, comma cos x. How many times are you not told about this in the classrooms? We see sin x goes like this between what? Between 0 to 3 pi by 2, and cos x goes like this. This is your cos x, the dotted line, and this solid line is your sin x. I hope you can see it very clearly. Now, maximum. So we know till pi by 4 will have this curve. Which curve, student? Sin x will be, sorry, cos x will be maximum. But from pi by 4 to 5 pi by 4, we know these points of intersection, pi by 4, 5 pi by 4. This will be, cos x will be, sorry, sin x will be having the upper edge. Then after 5 pi by 4 to 3 pi by 2, again, you will have cos x being the upper one. I hope no confusion on that. Now we need to find out its area. So first of all, I'll find the area from 0 to pi by 4 under cos x. So 0 to pi by 4 cos x. Then from pi by 4 to 5 pi by 4, if you do, you will get the wrong answer, because this area is going to be a negative 1. So I'll have pi by 4 to pi. This region I'm now working out. Pi by 4 to pi. So pi by 4 to pi, sin x is the second region. And then from pi to 5 pi. By the way, pi by 4 to pi means what? Sin x, the curve is sin x. Now when I integrate this curve, which is of course sin x, I'll take negative of it because it is lying below the x-axis. So minus of sin x, pi to 5 pi by 4. I hope you can see it very clearly. Then when you talk about this curve, it is 5 pi by 4 to 3 pi by 2. This curve is cos x, but again, since it is below the x-axis, I'll take negative of it. You know how to integrate this part. You know integration of sin x and cos x. You know how to put the limits. You do the calculation, you get the answer. Conceptually, what is needed to be done is very clearly told. My concern here is, when you do this part, when you have tried being as accurate, as cautious, as alert as possible, when you have gotten the correct, absolute correct expression, don't be in a rush while calculating the data. In the end, with the last 2 steps of definite integration based questions, with one slight error in plus and minus, you get the wrong answer. So be very alert, be very careful while doing this calculation part. You do commit a lot of mistakes while calculating these values. Plus minus actually confuses a lot of students. Look at the next question, again an easy one. How do we solve this particular one? I'll simply show you what data are we given. So let me begin with this part. The coefficient of x, x square and x cube are in AP. Of which expression? Of binomial expression 1 plus x whole square times 1 plus x to the power n. So 1 plus x whole square is x to the power 4, 2x square plus 1. 1 plus x to the power n is nc0, nc1x, nc2x square, nc cube, x cube, and so on. I hope you remember that. So from here, I hope you're realizing such easy, decent, standard, basic questions are being asked. You simply need to be good at maths, decently good at maths at all the chapters, at all the topics. If you are simply decent, good at maths, you would be able to solve all these questions if you are logically sound, if you are intelligent enough. Nothing much is needed to be done. Now what are we told? Let's find out the coefficient of x. So coefficient of x I think I can find with 1 NC1. So coefficient of x is NC1. Coefficient of x square. So this with NC0 will give me coefficient of x square, plus this with NC2 will give me a coefficient of x square. Getting it? What about coefficient of x cube? Sir, coefficient of x cube can be attained with 2x square into NC1. I hope you're understanding it. Another one will be 1 into NC3. I hope you're understanding this. Apart from that, no other thing is going to give me that. From here, I am told that x square and x cube are in AP. So if they are in AP, double of middle term is equal to sum of the other two extreme terms. So double of this is equal to this plus this, which I have simplified. Now finally, the only calculation based part comes into picture here is that this becomes a cubic in n. We are asked sum of all values of n. So if you are saying that sum of all the roots of this cubic is needed to be answered, then can we not say, sir, minus b upon a? There is a catch. How can you be so sure that all the roots are real? I hope you're understanding this part very clearly here. So with that, you need to solve this cubic. You need to solve this cubic. So with hit and trial, we can see that 2, 3, 4 are going to be the solutions. So sum of 2 plus 3 plus 4 can be marked as the correct option. Everyone with me? Are you all there, listening, watching and understanding? Do give me a response. Are you all there? Is it just me or is it just me? Great, 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 Ria. Thank you so much. Going ahead with that, I am seeing the next question. If I was highlighting the important chapters, matrices and determinants, vectors in 3D, differential equations, definite integration, area under the curve, permutation, probability, sequence in series, binomial theorem, then add one more chapter to that list. Statistics. Will you not say this? Yes, of course. So what will I say? Here, mean. We all know what is mean. Sir, mean is summation x upon n. So sum of all these observations divided by number of observations. Sum of all these observations divided by number of observations is given as 7/2. I hope you all are good at. Somebody yesterday was saying in the comments that, sir, this is the question I did correctly. So we are really proud of you that at least the statistics is what you all are doing correctly. This is a bonus mark, right? +4 is there from statistics to everyone. They are asking questions on mean, variance, median, standard deviation, basic questions, basic formulae are there, and they are not giving you much calculation. At least in JEE, you would do at least this. You do this much calculation in 12 standard boards as well. So why wouldn't you do this kind of calculation here in IDJEE as well, right? So here, when I go ahead with that, I need to figure out the next quantity, which is variance. So how do I figure out variance? Variance is given by variance is given by summation x square by n minus summation x whole square. I hope you remember the formula for variance. So with that, I'll square this plus this plus this, square of all these terms divided by it minus, we have already evaluated summation x upon n. You write that and you square it. I hope you remember that. So with that, this is given as 293/4. You'll get an equation in x and y, but it will be x square plus y square. So one equation in x and y from here, one equation in x, y from here. You solve these two equations, you know how to solve it. And once you have done these questions or equations, you get the value of x and y. Now, most of you may get confused, sir, actually, how do we find mod x minus y? So take any value as x, take other values y. Mod x minus y is simply a value because the mod is put over here. So you need not bother about which one is greater, which one is lesser. I hope you're understanding it. So you know how to find the mean of it. You add all these values and divide that sum by what? 1, 2, 3, 4, because they are 4 observations. Take care of the comma, don't get confused. Great, great, great. So I hope you all are there, listening, watching, and clearly understanding everything. Can we move ahead with that? So I think I'm done with my part. Let me call either Gaurav sir or Sumit sir, whoever is ready. So let me just tell them that I am ending. Let me get a confirmation so that I end this session. So let me see whether Sumit sir is ready or not. So if he confirms, then I'll end it. Okay, so he has confirmed.
Few more questions on physics. I hope you are able to hear me. Am I audible to you? Please mention. Okay. So, which question was the last that we discussed? Okay. For Young's modulus we discussed. Now we are going to discuss this question on simple pendulum. So it relates the time period. Let us see what it is. A simple pendulum of length 10 centimeter completes 10 oscillations in 20 seconds. By the way, what is the time period formula for simple pendulum? 2 pi root L by G. This is the formula. It completes 10 oscillations in 20 seconds. It means how much is the time period for each oscillation? 20 divided by 10, 2 seconds. So my T1 is equals to 2 seconds. What is the length required if it were to complete same number of oscillations in 40 seconds? It means time period becomes doubled. So my next time period is 4 seconds. Okay, if time period become doubled, it means length should become 4 times. So my L2 has to be equal to 4 L1. What is L1? 10 centimeter. So this becomes 40 centimeter. And we need to mark our answer in centimeter. So the answer is 40. Is 120 marks good, sir? Target for 150 at least. 120 is risky. Okay. This is clear to you? Next question. Now this question is on capacitance. Let us see what it is mentioned. Find capacitance of capacitor given below if each plate has area A and separation between them, okay, D. D is the separation between them. K1, K2, K3 is given to us. Okay. So what we can do is, first of all, we can divide it like this. Now these two are in series, these two are in series, the whole this series and this series are in parallel, like that. You understood? Now if I write this as C1, this as C2, okay, let me write it like this. This is C1, so if I do half, what it is? C1 by 2, okay, or C1 by 2. Because here K2 is given, na? So therefore I am taking this as C2, this I am taking as C3, and let me take this as this as C1A and this as C2A, C1B, C1B, like this. C1A and C1B, they are equal. Okay, now these two are in series and these two are in series. So if I write the series combination of this, it will be C1A into C2 divided by C1A plus C2, this series combination. And this series combination will be C1B into C3 divided by C1B plus C3. Now these two series combinations are in parallel with each other, so plus, and this becomes my C equivalent. Getting it? Now what is C1A? C1A is, this is my same as C2A, okay. So half of this, C1A is same as C1B. Half of this, area is A by 2, so A by 2. K is our K1, K1 is 3, so K1 is 3, epsilon naught divided by, the separation between the plates is D by 2. So what it is now? This by 2 is getting cancelled, so this is 3A epsilon naught by D. Now what is C2? Area is half, A by 2. What is K2? K2 is my 5 epsilon naught by D. What is D? D is D by 2. D by 2. So this is 5A epsilon naught by D. What is C3? C3 is A is A by 2. K3 is 2 epsilon naught, D is D by 2. So this is 2A epsilon naught by D. A epsilon naught by D I am taking as C. So this becomes my 3C. This becomes my 5C. And this becomes my 2C. Now put it here. So C1A is, I am writing C equivalent now. C1A is 3C into C2 is my 5C divided by 8C plus C1b is again 3c into C3 is my 2c divided by 5c. So what it is? 15 by 8 plus 6 by 5. So this becomes C into 75 plus 48 divided by 40. What it is? 8 plus 5 is 13, 3, so 1, 8, so 123 divided by 40C. So this is 123 by 40 into A epsilon naught by D. Are you able to understand it? Please mention if you are able to understand this. So here, don't do like this. This is my C1 and this C1 is in series with parallel combination of C2 and C3. That is wrong, because this point and this point potential is not same. Okay, C2 and C3 are not in parallel in this. That you need to understand. Okay, therefore we need to divide it like this. Now these two are in series. This series combination is parallel with this series combination. This is how we got the equivalent. Okay, so very high chance that most of the students will do the same mistake as I am mentioning here. Next question. Particle A undergoes elastic collision with B of same mass such that B completes circle till a velocity of particle A V is. Okay, here it is having V velocity. Now it will go down, velocity will further increase. Now there will be elastic collision. If there is elastic head-on collision between two masses having the same mass, what happens? The velocities will get interchanged. So when this A will come here, it will be having some velocity. Let us take here some another velocity V dash. Now it will strike it. After striking, what will happen? Velocity of B will become V dash and A will come to rest. This is what happens in elastic collision, in head-on elastic collision. Velocities will get interchanged when the masses are same. So B will have some velocity now. How much? V dash. Now B will go, so I am saying after collision, okay, B will go with velocity V dash. Now with velocity V dash you are projecting it and it completes the vertical circle. What should be the condition? V dash should be root of 5 GL. This is the condition. It means V dash should be root of 5 GL. Here V dash is root of 5 GL. I know V. It is going down and then it becomes V dash. Apply conservation of mechanical energy. So initial kinetic energy half mv square plus initial potential energy. How much is the height? R by 2. Okay, cos theta. This is R by 2. So this height is also R by 2. So this height is R by 2 plus mg R by 2 is equals to, final here potential energy is 0, kinetic energy is half m v dash square, and v dash we got as root of 5 GL. So this is half m 5 GL. So this is m v square by 2 plus m g r by 2. M got cancelled. This m got cancelled. This 2 got cancelled. This 2 got cancelled. So v comes out to be root of 4g. Okay, this is not L. Here it is R. This is R. So write this as R. Okay, so this becomes 2 root GR. 2 root GR means option A. Vertical circle concept we need to understand that minimum velocity to complete the vertical circle is root of 5 GR. Collision, here we need to understand if the masses are same, collision is head-on, velocities will get interchanged. Only these two concepts, and then just apply conservation of mechanical energy, that's all. Okay, another question. For resonance frequency of 100 radian per second okay, value of capacitances. Now in this circuit, if resonance happens, what will be the frequency? Omega is equals to 1 by root LC. We know that at resonance, omega is 1 by root of LC. This we know, and this omega is given to us as 100 radian per second. So 100 is equals to 1 by root of what is L? 20. C we need to find. Take square now. So 10 to the power 4 is equals to 1 by 20 C. So C comes out to be 1 by 20 into 10 to the power 4. So this will become 5 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb, or 5 not coulomb, farad, sorry. This is capacitor. So this is 5 microfarad, option A. Is anyone solving these questions with me? Please mention if you are solving these questions with me. I don't know. Pratik, are you there? Still solving the questions? Are you there? Okay. Next question. Find ratio of energy stored. This should be stored in two springs as shown in the figure. So two blocks are hanging like this. Now it means the system is in equilibrium. If it is asking like this, the system is in equilibrium, both the springs would be having some elongation. How much? Kx is equals to mg, x is equals to mg by k. That elongation will be there. Now how to find the potential energy? Half kx square. Okay, spring potential energy we need. So if I take the ratio E1 by E2, so that is half K1 x1 square divided by half K2 x2 square. Half got cancelled. K1, what is x1? We write Kx is equals to mg at equilibrium. So x is equals to basically mg by k. Okay, so this will become m1g. Okay, both are having mass same m. No, masses are different. This is m1 and this is m2. Okay, so this is m1g by k1 whole square divided by k2 into m2g by k2 whole square. Now if I take the ratio, anyway g is constant, that will get cancelled. So this will become m1 square m1 by m2 square, okay, and k1 will come in the denominator, k2 will go in the numerator, so k2 by k1. Now it is okay, I think so. Okay, what is m1 by m2? m1 by m2 is 1 by 4, so 1 by 4 square. What is k2 by k1? k2 by k1 is 2. So this is 2, so this becomes 1 by 8. 1 by 8 means option C. Yes, Devraj, perfect, option C. Okay, you are solving, that's great. If you are solving parallelly, that's great. Now this question is of rotating with angular velocity. Okay, this question is of angular momentum, and angular momentum of the system we need to find here, which is quite straightforward. Just a minute. Okay. 2-point particles of masses 2m and m are attached to ends of a massless rod of length L. Find angular momentum of this system about an axis passing through their center of mass and perpendicular to the rod if the system is rotating with angular velocity omega. So this is my rod, and this rod is massless, by the way. So don't consider the mass of the rod. So at the ends of this massless rod, we are having two particles. One is of mass 2m, another is of mass m. Yeah. So let us take, this is my 2m and this is my mass m. Now it rotates about center of mass. So center of mass will be somewhat here. What will be the distance? M into L divided by 3m. So this is L by 3. This is my center of mass. and about this it is rotating like this with angular velocity omega. We need to find the angular momentum. So how we write the angular momentum? Simple, L is equals to I omega. Okay, so what is I about this? If I write I here about this axis, mass into this distance, here mass is 2m, into this distance is L by 3, so L by 3 square, plus this mass is m, into this distance is 2L by 3, 2L by 3 square, okay, m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square. My rod is light, so need not consider that moment of inertia, that mass is 0. Now what it is? This will become ml square into 2 by 9 plus 4 by 9, yeah, 2 by 9 plus 4 by 9. This is 6 by 9, and 6 by 9 we can write as 2 by 3. Okay, so my angular momentum will become, what is I? I is 2 by 3 ml square into omega. So 2 by 3 ml square, 2 by 3 ml square into omega. That is option A. Option A, Devraj, yes. Today's paper, yes, we are discussing today's paper. This is morning shift that is going on. A, Prathamesh, great, good. Okay, so we discussed these questions in physics. Now I think let us see who is going to come next. Okay, I think Gaurav sir will come. So Gaurav sir, it's over to you.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, thank you so much, sir. Okay, so I have, 5, 6 questions for you. Again, I'm listening to my voice, so let me shut the other system where I'm listening my voice. I want to hear you people. This seems easy, I think. Chemistry is difficult, and yes, beta. I mean, if you compare with previous days, chemistry for this session was the questions which I've got right now. Yes, I mean, as per previous day, it was good. So let us, but because it was good, so better for us, because if we have our paper in the later sessions, so these logics are definitely going to help you, because the merry-go-round is happening around the same questions. The logics around the same logics question is framed. That's why I'm making it a point that whenever I'm discussing a question, I'm also discussing things revolving and involving around it, so that it may help you, and it will definitely help you, because anyway you have done with your January attempt, you will be doing again in April. And although if you're feeling, no sir, January I have done, now I'll be preparing for advance, but advance also 40 to 45% of the chemistry that you get is mains level only. So first you do easy question, then you go to the tough one, right? So anyway, these things are definitely going to help. So let's start. So I hope I, Chi, Go, Guru, Beta, keep your keep at least those names, no, which can be read easily. This seems easy. So I'm audible. So shall I start? Prathamesh, Dev, Devrag, PK. Okay, so shall I continue? Yes. Okay. Mine is tomorrow. My preparation seems good. Perfect, beta. So add to your confidence by listening to, by undergoing these questions. So this is the the solution question we have discussed. So coming to the question from complex coordination chemistry, again today instead of D block, coordination is having high weightage. A very basic question rather. It is saying you have to calculate the ratio of crystal field stabilization or splitting energy of this first and 2, and you have to give the ratio. Okay, so what is the first one, sir? It is chromium. Chromium in what state? Oxalate is C2O4 2 minus. So oxidation state of chromium will be X minus 6 equals minus 3. That means it is plus 2. So for chromium, for chromium plus 3, I'm sorry. So for chromium plus 3, 4s1, 3d5, 4s1 gone, 3d gone. So 3d3 is remaining. What about cobalt? Sir, cobalt is FeCO 27 as in 4s2 3d7. Again, its oxidation state is also +3. So cobalt +3 will be 4s gone, 4s2 gone, then 3d gone. So you are left with 3d7 becomes 3d6. Now, the question is also helping you that you have to neglect any sort of pairing energy. So the amount of energy required to pair, you do not consider it, then you will pair. That means it is asking you to take this oxalate as a strong field ligand, because then only you will be pairing. So by saying that you have to neglect, it is guiding you that you pair. Okay, so because it becomes an octahedral complex, so what will be filled first? T2G. So this will be having T2G3 and obviously EG0. What about cobalt? Sir, here also first 3 will be filled because we have to pair, because pairing energy is neglected. So again what you do is you fill this T2G only. So it'll have a configuration of T2G3, T2G3 and EG0, and it will have a configuration of T2G6 and EG0. Now we know from the Berry center, the above electrons gains a value of splitting, crystal field splitting by times of 0.6. And those who are acquiring the T2G subshell, they as per Berry center, the value per electron contribution is minus 0.4 times of delta naught. So minus 0.4 times of delta naught has been acquired by how many electrons? Sir, for chromium +3, it has been acquired by 3 electrons. And similarly, if you say, if you have to do the same thing for 3d6 configuration with the same electron distribution, here 6 electrons are doing the same job. So if you take the ratio, sir, this will be anyhow getting cancelled. So what are you left with? The number of electrons, that is 3/6, that is 1:2, 1:2 beta. Devraj, it is 1:2 beta. 3:6, that is 1:2. I hope it is clear. Devraj, we want that motivation from you guys. So are you there in this? Yes. Okay. So moving forward. Now, moving to the next question, it is from the similar question from yesterday. Amines, they are putting lot of attention into. So the similar question, and in fact I would rather say the similar logic, the similar question they asked yesterday also. So amines, okay, no, it was not a mistake, Devraj. I mean, it is the practice that we are doing, and if we commit mistake, I mean, if we are practicing, so result can be anything. So perfect, good. So again the similar question, you do not have to take out your pen, just NCERT. Sir, carbylamine, isocyanide is formed by what? Sir, by chloroform and KOH, the classic carbylamine reaction. Who undergoes carbylamine reaction? Sir, 1-degree amine. So what will be this amine? Sir, this phenyl group will, and this isocyanide will turn into 1-degree amine. So this aniline has to react with this chloroform and it will form this corresponding isocyanide. So we are going backwards. How can you form amine with Br2 and KOH? Sir, Br2 and KOH, this is Hofmann bromamide degradation. So if you want to get aniline using Hofmann bromamide degradation, what amide you will use? Sir, we will use benzamide. I hope it is very simple and clear to everybody. Yes, Rudhiran, yes, hello. So I hope we have reached till here also. So this is this intermediate product, this amide. Now I have to form an amide. How? React with ammonia followed by heating. So who reacts with ammonia followed by dehydration and forms amide? Sir, the parent carboxylic acid. So P will be the parent carboxylic acid, which is nothing but benzoic acid. Yes, Devraj, bingo, my friend. I hope everything is clear. See, not moving pen, relaxing. I even had laddu. So there was some puja today, right? So no, don't move your pen and do questions like this only. Now, A question from chemical kinetics. Yesterday's in the similar, the first order, second order reaction and Arrhenius equation. If you know these three things, CK, chemical kinetics, is done. Sir, we are seeing the graph. It is linearly decreasing. So you tell me what is the order of reaction. Sir, order of reaction is, it is a zero order reaction. So they ask either zero or first order. So there is no drastic change. So it is a linear decrement graph. So it is a zero order reaction. What is equation for zero order reaction? Concentration at time t is equal to concentration at time 0 minus kT. Now, because it is linear, obviously you can put the datas. Time is given, concentrations are given, so you can put that and get the answer. I mean, that into divide you can also do, but I'm giving you another trick, a short method. Yes, perfect. Option 1. Why option 1? Without moving pen also you can do that. Zero order is a linear graph, so you just check that from 0 to 100 seconds, concentration is decreasing from 0.6 to 0.5. So concentration is decreasing by a value of 0.1 in how much of time? In 200 seconds. You are supposed to calculate half-life. So you have started with 0.6. So what is half of 0.6? Half of 0.6 is 0.3. So from 0.6 you have reached to 0.15 in how many seconds? 200 seconds, because it's a linear graph. So go linearly. So in another 200 seconds you will be reaching at 0.4. So in another 200 seconds you will be reaching to 0.3. So add 203 times. So concentration has been, you can do by formula also. I'm just giving you another method. So how much time you have taken? Sir, 200 into 3, so 600 is your answer. Bingo, everybody. Soul of Medico, absolutely right. Moving forward now. A question from the mysterious, the most notorious group 13 element. Remember group 13 element periodicity by heart. Now, for let me revise that. The electronegativity, atomic size of electronegativity, they have asked also. So let us first revise electronegativity. The group 13 element rhyme is Bagan, Alu, Gajar, in, Thela. Giving you the basic also, because maybe they can ask some theoretical questions also. So before gallium, very first time 3D is filled, so Z effective is increased. Again, before thallium, for the very first time 4F is filled, so Z effective is increased to a larger extent. Therefore, what is the periodicity of, let's say, it is talking about, the question is talking about electronegativity. I'm giving you, let's say, the very famous ionization energy. You give me, although now as I do not know, I'm just discussing everything because questions around it will be asked. So trend of, sir, ionization should decrease down the group. Why? Because in general we say atomic size increase. So who should have highest? Boron should have highest. Yes, boron has highest ionization energy, no doubt, but anomaly between these two, but this thallium has got very high Z effective because of the fact its value becomes even highest than all the four. And what comes later? Then follow the periodicity. So they must have interchanged because it is also having good Z effective. So post that gallium will come, then aluminium will come, and this indium has got nothing. So this is the exact order. Learn this exact order also. Now coming to the question, obviously the question is, people are very good. Very good. Hi sir, support me beta. We are all there for you. Wakilat. So beta, we are all there for you. Whatever support you require, comment, and we are there. Whole PWJ English channel. I mean, today even Dipen sir was there. I was talking to him. I mean, he took a 2-hour lecture before the class also. So we are completely there for you. Just you have to say, and we will offer. Okay, moving to the question at least. Electronegativity decreases regularly. Sir, there is no regularity in group 13. There is so much of anomaly. So go to hell. You are wrong. Ionic radii decrease. Ionic radii periodicities, it should increase. Anomaly is in the increment, but what is the periodicity? It should increase. So sorry, you are wrong. Boron has highest. Yes, boron has highest. So C is correct. trichloride of alumina. Sir, Fazan's rule says beryllium and aluminium has got diagonal relationship. So just like beryllium, the charge polarization power of aluminium is also very high. So its compound are also covalent in nature. So this is also correct. So answer is Bombay, which most of you have given. Good, very good, very good. Moving forward. Now, attempt this one. Consider the now yesterday also there was a question from metal insoluble salt anion electrode. I have explained yesterday also that insoluble sparingly soluble salt dissociate and give very minimum amount of ions. Okay, but in order to make water conducting, you need excess of ions. So that excess of ions is produced by some other strong electrolyte. Like over here also, now they have given the complete cell. They are saying silver from Ag solid is turning to Ag plus, but Ag plus is present in form of AgCl solid, which is a sparingly soluble salt. Sir, it will not at all dissociate, although whatever small amount of Ag, because this is getting oxidized from Ag to Ag plus. So this is getting oxidized. So from Ag, that is from 0 oxidation state, it is changing from changing to +1 oxidation state. But although very small amount, but because silver is getting oxidized, so as per Nernst equation, as per the cell representation, this is the oxidation half of the cell. First is the oxidation half and second is the reduction half. So let us write the two half reactions first. So this is getting oxidized first, but sir, this is not balanced. That is what I'm telling you, that you need extra ions maybe from another electrolyte to make the water conducting. So what ion I require? Cl minus. Why? Because then the reaction will also be balanced. So this Cl minus will be furnished by somebody, and this silver will then lose electron. Now I hope even the atoms are balanced, even the charge is balanced, so this becomes the oxidation half. What about the reduction half? Sir, Fe plus 3 in the solution will take this electron and form Fe plus 2. So this is the very simple reduction half reaction. Now, if you add the reaction, you will get the whole cell, full cell reaction. So let us get the full cell reaction. What is it? Sir, silver solid in presence of chloride ion, I do not know from whatever electrolyte it is coming, plus Fe plus 3 aqueous is giving us what? Sir, AgCl, but it is solid, although taking part in the redox. And I am left with Fe plus 2 ions, which is in aqueous condition. Why I am writing the state also? Because when you write reaction quotient, go to equilibrium theory. Concentration of pure solid and pure liquid do not impact the state of equilibrium. So why take their concentration? So will not take their concentration. But sir, what question is asking? Question is asking you about the E cell. So let us revise the formula of E cell. So can you write the formula of E cell for me? Yes sir. E cell is nothing but E naught cell, which value, whose value will be constant. You do not have to calculate that value because it is a theoretical question about increment and decrement. Minus 0.059 upon 1, because number of electron transferred is 1, RT upon NF into value of 2.303 I have already taken and therefore written 0.059 into log of reaction quotient, which is Q. Now all responsibility is on the value of Q, and value of Q you can clearly see for this equation. It will be equal to concentration of product, pure solid, go to hell. So concentration of Fe plus 2 ions in the numerator upon concentration of, this is also pure solid, so not taken, concentration of chloride ion into concentration of ferric ions. I hope it is clear to everybody. Now, sir, if value of Q will increase, then log Q will increase. If log Q will increase, then this value will increase, which is getting subtracted. So if Q will increase, then E cell will decrease. What do you want? You want to decrease it? No sir. In fact, rather we want the opposite thing. We want E cell to increase. So how E cell will increase? Sir, E cell will increase when this Q is going to decrease. So who is going to decrease the value of Q? Sir, Q will decrease, as in this ratio, you want this ratio to decrease. So chloride ion or ferric ion concentration should increase, then it will decrease. And if this numerator, which is ferrous ion, if its concentration decreases, then also Q decreases. So your answer is here. Concentration of these two species should increase and concentration of this ferrous ion should decrease. Let us check the options. Fe plus 2 increases. No, Fe plus 2 should decrease. I hope it is clear. Fe plus 2 and chloride. Fe plus 2 should Fe plus 2 increase. Okay, you also again increase, so go to L. Plus 3 and Cl minus increases. Yes, so option 3. I hope everybody got it. Obviously, Fe plus 2 decrease. Yes, Fe plus 2 decrease. Fe plus 3 increase. Fe plus 2 decrease. Fe plus 3 increase. This option is also, I guess it is a printing error because they have made two correct options. This will be something different then. I mean, it must be a printing error because I have given you the logic, because Fe plus 3 Fe plus 3 and Cl minus increase. Fe plus 3 and Cl minus increase is right, but Fe plus 3 increase and ferrous decrease. Fe plus 3 increase and ferrous decrease, it is also right. It may be a printing error from our end because this was the question, this was the option which was communicated by the students. But if it is there, then this is also right, giving the logic. I hope it is clear. You hate yes, it is a good question. It is a good question. So hating good question, actually at point of time of examination, if you hate such questions, then you should. Why? Save time. But invest, if you are saving time and investing in physics and chemistry, then that should be productive. You should be getting marks out of it, not scoring minus on by attempting those questions. So yes, such questions will require a bit of time and knowledge, and it is a good question. It is a good question. So electrochemistry, yesterday also, the one question they asked from metal insoluble salt, it was also a good question. This is also a good question. So moving forward, but I hope you got the logic. Okay, shall I move forward? Okay, now moving forward to the next question. Now this is also a time consuming question. Sir, what is change in oxalate ion in complex? Charge. Beta, oxalate is C2O4 2 minus. I just write it again for you. Oxalate is C2O4 2 minus. This is oxalate ion. Shall I move forward? Okay, now moving forward to this basic and a good question of aldol, and here they are asking a lot. I'll tell you why. Now first let us see the question. It is saying I have a nitrile, this 3 carbon 1 2 3 carbon, that's in propane 1 nitrile. Now this propane 1 nitrile is getting reacted with SnHCl followed by hydrolysis. It is again a naming reaction. Perfect. Stephen reduction. So this will give you 3 carbon aldehyde. Perfect, my dear. Perfect. Ichigo. Perfect. Now next you have got A. This is A. Next, sir, ozonolysis of this. Ozonolysis do what? See the double bond, break the double bond, and add double bonded oxygen. Because it is reductive ozonolysis, so this H will remain as it is. So both the compounds are same. So what product you will report? You will report this ethanol. So you have 2 aldehydes. Aldehydes, which are A and B, they are treated with base, dilute base, and mixture of product are produced. We know this. So what is the mixture of product? So mixture of product will be 4 products. 2 will be from self aldol and 2 will be from cross aldol. So let us make those products, because the question is asking which is incorrect product. So you have to make all the products and then check that whether which one is not formed. So this is also a good question because it will be consuming time also. So let us practice the question for us now. This is A. So first I'm making AA self aldol. So A when attacks A. So what will be, we will be getting? So this carbon, this CHO will, when this CH is getting attacked, the double bond O becomes OH. It will be attacked by whom? It will be attacked by its alpha carbon. So this CH2 will leave, get away with one H, and the CH will be added. So this CH will be added in form of, the CH2 will turn into CH, because one H is gone in form with the base and it has formed CH minus. So that CH minus has attached with the carbonyl group. One is the branch which is methyl, and this is CHO. So I am giving you everything. If you are starting from zero, still you will be able to mark it. Now, after that, what happens? A dehydration, because alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound is produced. So this is the carbonyl compound. This is the alpha carbon. This is the beta carbon. So this will lose H. This will lose OH. You will get a double bond over here. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4. It will be a 5 carbon chain aldehyde with second carbon having a methyl group, So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sir, Bombay, this is formed. So because this is formed, that means this is one of the product. So because this is one of the product, therefore not an answer, because question is asking which is not one of the product. So one option is eliminated. So this is a task that you have to do. Sir, tomorrow exam is even. Any advice? Beta, advice is attempt questions with me, because this is the mains question, right? This is the question that has came just few hours back. I mean, this is what today, right now it's 3 p.m. So this is the question which has just been asked 3 hours back. So attempt this as if this you are giving your final examination. So after that, now what about this one? Let us draw self-Eldol of this first. So self-Eldol of B with B. So this guy, this CH3, the CH, this double bond O will become OH. Why? Because it has been attacked by this carbon. So this has become CH2, and this will be having its CHO. Again, dehydration. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So alpha beta unsaturation. This H and this OH gone. You will get a double bond over here. So this is 2 carbon aldehyde with 2, 3 as unsaturation. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess you have got this product also, because you have got this product. So therefore this is not an answer. Moving to the cross product. So let us now make the cross product. So let's say when this A and B are forming the product where this CH is attacking this aldehyde. So it will be first carbon, which is CH3. This ethanol is getting attacked, so it will become OH. Attacked by what? Attacked by this CH. One is aldehyde, one is CH3. So this is also after alpha beta unsaturation. What you are going to get? So this H, this OH, a double bond. 1, 2, 3, 4. So again a 4 carbon chain with 2 second position having methyl group. So again a 4 carbon chain. 1, 2, 3, 4 with second carbon having the methyl group. So second carbon having the methyl group. So because this is also formed, therefore this is also not an answer. So obviously we got our answer. You can form the other cross product also, and you will see the methyl group will be coming not here, it will be coming here. So because this is wrong, therefore the cross product of other. Yeah. So wrong. Shall I take over? Okay. Okay, yes, Deepen sir, because I'm having some questions, so I just move forward. Now, moving to the complex questions. Now, complex question says, this question from coordination compounds and a very famous, the nickel DMG complex. This nickel DMG complex, we should know, this is a very famous example. It is a square planar complex where dimethyl glyoxime, as in nitrogen, this nitrogen, this is the dimethyl glyoxime, and this guy is having, one is having OH, one is having O minus. The similar structure is formed in the other side also. So this is N, this is N. Again you have your six membered ring. This becomes O with a negative sign. This becomes O with a hydrogen, and there is hydrogen bonding. So a square planar complex, a very famous complex, it is a red complex. So this red colored complex is very much loved by JEE. So let us read the options. Ni plus 2 forms pink color complex with DMG, pink or red color. Yes, definitely this is correct. Now Ni plus 2, Ni plus 2 complex with DMG contains two rings. These are 5-membered rings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a 5-membered ring with nickel. So it is having two 5-membered rings. Yes, this is also correct, definitely correct. Now, Ni plus 2 has two unpaired electrons. As I've told you, this because of intramolecular hydrogen bonding, it acquires a square planar structure. And because it acquires a square planar structure, because of that fact, the force pairing will take place and it will have no unpaired electrons. So this becomes a wrong option. And fourth one is saying Ni plus 2 complex with DMG is soluble. Now, this is a fact. That's why I'll say it is a very, very good. It's a good question because the nickel complex with DMG is soluble, but at a pH which is highly acidic, around pH of 5, 4.55, even it is 5.5. But at a basic condition, it is not soluble. So because of that fact, this is also wrong. So your answer will be 1, 2, but I would rather say this is a good question. So moving forward. Oh, even they asked, structure they haven't asked, but you should know the structure, that because of the structure only, because of the square planar geometry only, this DMG acts as a strong field ligand and forced pairing takes place, and it instead of sp3 hybridized, this is a square planar complex, and therefore forced pairing takes place, and therefore there is no unpaired electron. So I guess this was also a good question. Moving forward. Okay, so moving forward, I guess Deepen sir wanted me to end. And therefore, over to you, sir. I'm done with my questions.
Hello, 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 hello. Hi, everyone. Am I clearly audible and visible? I have just started the stream from my end. Just give me a quick response. Am I clearly audible and visible? Students, give me a quick response. Let me see. Somebody is writing, did it end? No, no, no. I think I'm visible. I'm clearly visible to all the participants, right? So let's get started. So here we are with the math section, and this is the final lap of mathematics question, after which I'll be giving you the verdict on today's analysis. So let's get started with the first question for the day. I hope you can see it right there on the screen. Just hold on for a while. The first thing which we are putting here is f of x e to the power x 2 minus x square upon this. If you have watched, that's great, Karan. Thank you so much for highlighting that. If you have watched today's session, the morning session, in which I have given you this example only, e to the power x times f of x plus f dash x, did I not tell you in the morning section? Somebody would definitely vouch for it if you're watching it live right now as well, that I told you the only task, the only challenge here is not integrating it, but it's simply dividing or splitting the summation into f of x and f dash x. If you could convert this expression into summation of two functions where one of the functions is derivative of the other function, your job is done. So how do we do this? I'll simply write this 2 minus x square is 1 plus 1 minus x square. So 1 I keep here, 1 minus x square I pass there, and the denominator remains same. So now, if simply you simplify it, you do some decent adjustments. For example, what? 1 minus x to the power 3 by 2 is here. So from 1 minus x, I snatch 1 by 2, the power 1 by 2, and I give it to 1 plus x, so it becomes 1 minus x square, and 1 minus x is left with power 1 only. Here, what I'm doing is 1 minus x square to the power 1 is here, it is 1 minus x. So all I'm asking you to do is, this gets cancelled by this, and you're left with under root over this. Comfortably understanding this? Then this is 1 minus x square, this is 1 minus x. 1 minus x square, 1 plus x, 1 minus x, again that gets cancelled, and you're left with this. Now if you look closely, if you differentiate this, this is the derivative. That's great, Karan. What about the other participants who are watching it online? Give me a quick response. Are you all there listening, watching and understanding? So I hope the job is done. You have cracked f of x. E to the power f of x is your answer. Do you not remember that? Can we move ahead with the next question for the day? Here, I have been telling you, even I told you the thumbnail which you have must seen on our YouTube channel, where I have given you a clickbait that yes, paper has leaked. Although paper wasn't leaked, we were just trying to give you the idea that look at this category of questions. IIT JEE has previously asked those questions. We'll be giving you the analysis, and those questions will appear in the real exam as it is. Look at this question. This is exact copy of those questions. Can you not see them? So that's where we are highlighting solve previous year's questions. Watch the analysis. You'll get a very good, decent, crystal clear clarity, I must say, about the examination, what kind of questions are being asked, what is the level of the questions. And I hope you can see it right there in front of us, right? So with that, I'll say, which property do we use? 3 times adjoint dot adjoint of this. So 3 comes out to the power n. So what is n? Sir, the order n is 3. So 3 to the power 3. Now adjoint of this into adjoint of this. So matrix determinant over matrix multiplication can be distributed. So determinant of this into determinant of this. Now we know adjoint of a matrix. The determinant of adjoint of a matrix is determinant of that matrix raised to the power n minus 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. The same I'll do here. 2a determinant raised to the power 3 minus 1, that is again 2. The second thing is Karan is saying, sir, the 21st second exam and 23rd exam are so easy. Yes, I totally get that. I totally accept that. But on 22nd, the second shift was amazingly tough. I would definitely agree with that. So 3 cube is there. Now this is a square. I hope you know I write it as a square determinant or determinant of a whole raised to the power 2. So it will become a to the power 4, determinant e to the power 4. When this 2 comes out as a scalar out of this matrix, out of this determinant, it will be 2 to the power n. N is 3. So 2 cube determinant of a square. You replace determinant of a and your job is done and you will get the answer within seconds. Moving towards the next question. This was again a very decent, very easy question. In the morning, I gave you the idea that how should you deal with domain based question. I have shown you this very example only of logarithm only, that how should you deal with logarithm based, domain based questions. How should we deal with that? The idea is pretty simple here, students. First of all, we know we are taking log of this. So this value should be greater than 0, which means this value should be greater than 5 to the power 0, which means 1, which means this value should be greater than 7 to the power 1. So 3, 5, 7 all are greater than 1. The inequality sign wouldn't change. And that's where you would say that this expression should be greater than 7 to the power 1. When you simplify this quadratic, you solve this x minus 5, x minus 4, x is between 4 to 5. We are told that this is m comma n. So m is 4, n is 5. Brilliant. Now the next part. N by 3 is the eccentricity of a hyperbola and 3m by 8 is the length of the latus rectum. For hyperbola and ellipse, the length of the latus rectum is always 2b square by, so we can say it is 3 by 2 as per the data. From here, I'll say b square by a is 3 by 4. Now you need not deal with the data of ellipse, data of eccentricity. You can simply figure out the answer from here only. Why? Because from here, what have we asked? A plus b square upon a minus b square. Would you not say, if I know a by b square, which is 4 by 3, I'll apply componendo and dividendo. I hope you're realizing componendo will be 4 plus 3, 7. Dividendo will be 4 minus 3, that is 1, and 7 is your answer. Wasn't it easy, interesting? How many of you got this correct, students? Tell me by writing a response in the comment box. Another easy. From a 3D and vectors, they have eliminated that part. Scalar triple product, vector triple product, planes, sphere, a lot of things are already omitted. So what else can they ask? Some really easy and simple questions are being asked from vectors in 3D. And still they are insisting that they'll be asking a lot of questions from these two chapters. So very easy, decent questions are being asked. I have been constantly emphasizing on these few chapters: matrices and determinants, vectors, make a list of it, matrices and determinants, vectors in 3D, definite integration, area under the curve, differential equations, binomial theorem, permutation and combination, and statistics. These are short chapters. The questions are there from these chapters, although there are certain different chapters as well, but these are the short chapters. They are asking you questions from these chapters. Now with that, it says there is a point A, and there is this line which is given by this, which I have simplified as this. I can take any point lambda randomly on it. Let's drop a perpendicular from A on this line. There are 2 points given on this line B and C. So I need to find the area of this triangle ABC. So BC, the base we already have. If I could crack the height, I'll have half base into height, I can crack the area of the triangle. So here I have taken a point parametrically line on this line. Now how do we find lambda? So what I know is direction ratio of AD will be lambda minus 1, 2 lambda plus 1 minus 6, 3 lambda plus 2 minus 3, A1, A2, A3. So that we have cracked. A1, B1, C1, I'm really sorry. And the direction ratio of the line BC, we already have them as 1, 2 and 3. Do remember that. So when I multiply A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2, that should be 0 because the lines are perpendicular. So with that we can crack the lambda. Lambda is 1. So when I push lambda here as 1, I get the value or coordinates of D. So once you have coordinates of A and D, you can use the distance formula between A and D. You can find the distance AD. Once you have cracked the distance AD, you have the base, you have the height, you can crack the height of the triangle. So I'm done with my part. These are the only questions which I have received from my end. Let me ask Sumit sir whether he is available or not. So if he is available, if he is ready to join, I am done with my part. But hold on for a while, Sumit sir, stay there. Students, listen to this part very carefully. I'm giving my final verdict. Maths was easy. Maths was simple. I have given you the list of the chapters. So do ready, do remember. If you know the decent concepts, the basic concepts, you can crack this particular section very easily. So all the very best. Let's meet in the next analysis in the evening. Let me write it to the Sumit sir that I am done. Please join.
With more questions on physics, let us see what we have. Are you able to hear me? Please mention. Okay. Two median of refractive indices n1 and n2 have plane interface. Speed of light in first is this and in second is this. Find the critical angle of incidence when light travels from 1 to 2. Okay, so first of all, let us find the refractive index. We know refractive index is equal to speed of light in vacuum divided by speed of light in the medium, that is 3 for, okay, so for n1 if I write, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8, this is for the vacuum, and in medium 1 it is 2.4 into 10 to the power 8, sorry, into 10 to the power 8. So it got cancelled. So 6 into 5, 6 into 4. So this is 5 by 4. This becomes my n1. If I write n2, so that will become 3 into 10 to the power 8 divided by what is that? 2.8 into 10 to the power 8. Okay, so this is 30 divided by 28, or I can say this is 15 by 14. Yeah, 15 by 14. Okay, now light travels from n1 to n2, so we know sine theta critical is equals to, okay, so this is 1 divided by the relative refractive index. This is how we write. It is traveling from n1 to n2, n1 divided by n2. Okay, it is traveling from n1 to n2, and then we need to find, so it will be like this. So what is n1? N1 is 5 by 4. 5 by 4, let me write it again, 5 by 4. What is n2? N2 is 15 by 14, 5 into 3. So this becomes 12 divided by 14, or 6 by 7. Sine inverse of 6 by 7. Sir, got 45 correct. Is it possible to get 99 percentile? Okay, if you got 45 correct, it means you will be getting 180 marks, and in 180 marks you can get 99 percentile. Great, good score. Sir, most important topic कौन से हैं? I'll tell, okay, just in few minutes. After one more question, I'll tell the analysis of physics till now. A, yes, A is correct. Okay, but 22nd Jan exam are too hard. Today's okay, 22nd January exam was hard, you are saying. Physics was okay. Okay, let us see. A uniform wire, okay, is bent, it should be bent into the shape of a circle of radius r, okay, has resistance per unit length as lambda. A battery is connected across point AB, which subtends an angle of 90 degree. Here this is 90 degree. At its center, find the equivalent resistance of the circuit. Now, this is some resistance, this is some resistance. Let us take this resistance is our R1, this one, okay, and this resistance is our R2. R1 and R2 are in parallel. So, my R equivalent will be equal to R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Simple. What is R1? Length into the resistance per unit length. How much is the length? R theta. Theta is pi by 2, so pi by 2 R. This is the length into resistance per unit length. This becomes my resistance R1. R2 is equals to this length. How much is this length? This length is 3 pi by 2 r. Angle is 3 pi by 2 into r theta. Okay. So 3 pi by 2 r into lambda. I got r1 and r2. Now put it here. Okay. So this will become what it will become. Let us take this as my r. If this is my r1, so this is 3 times of r1. Basically, this is 3r1. So r1 into 3r1 divided by r1 plus 3r1, 4r1. r1 got cancelled, so this becomes 3 by 4r1. So this is 3 by 4 into r1 is pi r lambda by 2. So this is 3 by 8 pi r lambda. 3 by 8 pi r lambda. C option is correct? Yes, Devraj, C is correct. Okay. Everybody is getting C. Karan is also getting C. Okay, okay, that's great. That's great. Now, till now, how many questions we discussed in physics? So it's almost, I think 18 questions. Yeah, we discussed 18 questions in physics today in this discussion. So we got 18 questions from memory based. And here there are 2 questions from ray optics and 2 questions from work energy power. Okay. And from other topics, we had 1 question. So from electric field and charges, we had 1 question on Gauss law. From kinematics, we had 1 question on projectile motion, just a very basic and simple question. From units and measurement, there were question on relative error. So 5 measurements was given, we need to find the relative error. Thermal properties of matter, there was 1 question on specific heat. So it was a combination of collision and specific heat. So the heat dissipated in collision will increase the temperature. We need to find the how much will be the increase in temperature. Then we have motional EMF question from electromagnetic induction. From wave optics, we had 1 question on YDSE from fringe width. And till now we have seen that fringe width is asked almost in I think all the shifts except 1. So fringe width is asked, just a formula based question. So remember it, beta is equals to lambda into capital D by small d. Remember it like this. Semiconductor, we had a question on Xener diode. Bohr's model, we had a question on energy of nth level. We need to find the difference in the energy between the 2 levels and energy of the ground state. Then from ray optics, as I mentioned, 2 questions. One was from thin prism deviation, okay, deviation in 3 prism, that is mu minus 1 into A, and another question was on critical angle that we recently discussed. Then from solids, we had 1 question on Young's modulus, okay, Young's modulus, that was a graph between stress and strain. We need to find the Young's modulus, that is equal to the ratio of the stress by strain. SHM, we had 1 question on time period of pendulum, okay, the time period changes, we need to find how much will be the new length. So remember the formula 2 pi root L by G. From capacitor, we had 1 question on finding capacitance with the dielectric. From work energy power, we had 1 question on vertical circular motion. 2 questions were there, one on vertical circular motion plus collision, another question on spring potential energy. From AC, 1 question on resonance. From rotation, 1 question on angular momentum. Then from current electricity, 1 question on finding the R equivalent that we recently did. So these were the question. Overall, I can say in physics, 1 to 2 questions were a bit lengthy, otherwise everything was okay. So physics paper is good, okay, so it's very scoring, you can very easily score provided you go through all the topics that we have discussed till now in all the shifts. Now it's over to you, Gaurav sir, you can start.
Yes, yes. So I was just going through the last questions, and I hope I'm audible. Hello? Hello, 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 hello. I hope I'm audible. Yes, I am. So let's start. So actually, I was trying to figure out. Yes, for today's chemistry, I feel the question that I was attempting over here, it was an integer type question, but I'll come back to this question. Before mole concept, we have this very doable question. So let us see these questions first and then we'll move forward. Now, the first question that we have from chemical bonding, yesterday also and day before yesterday also, there were questions of this format. And what is it? It is asking us, out of the following molecules, these molecules are given, consider the molecule having, that molecule is T, it is not a T-shaped molecule, having maximum number of lone pair, but it is saying maximum number of lone pair the whole molecule should have, not the central atom. Many students get, they presume it was the central atom. Many of my students are also saying, sir, I thought it is asking. Don't think, because it is specially, the question has specially mentioned on all atoms. So obviously you can draw the structures, but just to be quick, because obviously it is quite evident to everybody that NF3 nitrogen will also have a lone pair and every fluorine will have 3 lone pairs. So nitrogen with this lone pair and every fluorine with 3 lone pairs individually. So total number of lone pair in this whole molecule will be 10. That is highest. And because it is highest, so this is the T molecule for which the question is asking, and we have to give the bond angle. So the bond angle is, this is definitely theta. This is less than 109 degree 28 minute because of the presence of lone pair. So no, not much less. So this is also not correct. This is also greater. So obviously answer is option C. So Karan is there with us. So whatever, even if we have one student, that will be also helping us. Now, considering this question, now this was a very straightforward question, which is a non-reducing sugar, and they have given the Haworth projection. So when the chain can be opened if it is a hemiacetal, once it becomes an acetal, like this is a hemiacetal at this carbon, this is a hemiacetal at the anomeric carbon, so it can be opened up, and because it can be opened up, so therefore it can reduce aldehydes, Tollens and Felling reagents. So these are reducing sugar, and this is a complete acetal. So this chain cannot be opened. Therefore, the C and D will be your answer for non-reducing sugar. A basic question. Yes, Devraj. Devraj, it is D, option D. Okay, you must be answering for the previous question that it is C. Yes, for previous question it is C. For this question it is D. I hope it is clear. A quite doable question, requiring very less amount of time. So moving forward. Now, this is also a good question because common sense and GOC logic will be required. It is saying, I have this alkyl bromide and it has to react with aqueous KOH without rearrangement. So you just have to remove bromine and add OH. It is not asking about the product. It is of the actual, yes, it will be alcohol, but it is asking how many optically active products you will have. Therefore, it is a good question from GOC. So first, let us draw all the possible isomers. So because it is a saturated, because C5, 5 2 ja 10 plus 2, that is 12. One hydrogen is less, but the valency is satisfied by bromine. So the degree of unsaturation is 0. So let's say, what are the possible structures that we can form? So if I have a 5 carbon chain, you put bromine any side, it will be replaced by OH. You will not get any chiral carbon, because let's say if I have bromine over here also, but this will be H. Yes, but if I have a bromine over here, not in the third carbon, if I have a bromine over here, at first carbon also, if you replace by OH, it will have 2CH2, so no chiral carbon. But yes, if I have bromine over here, this will be replaced by OH, and then this carbon can become chiral, because one is methyl, one is bromine, and other is the different group. So this is one of the product, but what will be the number of product? Because this is chiral, so one will be dextrorotatory and one will be levorotatory. So here, how many optically active products you have? 2. Because of, obviously this Br will be OH, but I am thinking as per Br, because question is telling us you have to think without rearrangement. So we'll replace this Br with OH anyway, that then also this carbon will remain chiral. Devraj is answering 3. Let me check, Devraj. So obviously 2 we have got. Now, you do not have to give the number of structures. This is one structure, but number of products will be 2. One will be dextro, one will be levo. So it is 2 from this one structure. Let us go to the isomers. Let us make a 4 carbon chain. Let us try to figure out with Br will be replaced by OH. So let us write OH in this one. So if OH comes over here, will it be a chiral carbon? Will you get any chiral carbon? No, sir. If you get OH over here, yes, here you got a chiral carbon. Okay, I'm sorry. It has to contain 5 carbons. So 4 chains of 1 carbon I have to put. So if I put that carbon over here, then methyl will become optically inactive. So I'm putting that methyl over here. Right now, if I have OH, that is Br substituted by OH over here, this will become a chiral carbon. So dextro and levo. So this structure will also give us 2 products. But OH, if I have 4 carbons over here, like if I have this structure, can't I add OH somewhere else also? This OH we have considered, but if we have OH in the first carbon after Br is replaced in the same structure, you just look at this carbon, this is CH2. But this carbon is having one methyl group, but now that methyl group has been substituted by OH. So this also becomes a chiral carbon. This was the trickiest part. So actually this will also give dextro and levo, hence total products will be 2. So I guess Devraj was saying 3. Beta, if it was 3, you are just giving the structures. If they are the product, then what is the number of product forms including stereoisomers? These are the structures, but the products, the stereoisomers will be from this you will get dextro levo, from this you will get dextro levo, from that one you will get dextro levo. So your answer, how many optically active products, will not be 3, it will be 6. I hope Karan, Devraj, JEE Aspirant, I hope. Okay, Devraj is saying 6. Perfect. Karan and JEE Aspirant, I hope you got this. Moving forward, so this was also a good question. Now, I was also attempting this question and I feel it was an integer type question. That's why I was doing it also. So let us do it together. It is saying Cl2 is getting reacted with barium hydroxide. What it will form? Sir, it will form Ba. It is saying it is not forming just BaCl. It is forming BaClO3 whole twice. And obviously, what else it would be forming? It would be forming this OH minus, and this H plus, this Cl will also be getting reacted. So instead of writing the complete reaction, what you should do is you should think of the valency factor. So here it is 0 and here it is X minus 6 equals this is ClO3 minus. So X minus 2, 3 are 6 becomes minus 1. So X becomes plus 5. So because it's from 0 to plus 5, the oxidation state is changing from 0 to 5, as an electron transfer of 5 electrons are taking place. But this one molecule contains how many chlorine? It contains 2 chlorine. So your valency factor will be 10. And therefore, what about this? This is a simple base which will furnish 2 OH. So do the law of equivalence. So number of gram equivalent of this guy will be number of gram equivalent of barium hydroxide. And what will be the number of law of equivalence formula? What you will apply for chlorine, because weight of pure chlorine is asked. So weight upon equivalent weight. What is equivalent weight? Equivalent weight is molar mass, which is 71, upon valency factor, which is 10. So this is the formula which I use, weight upon equivalent weight. Number of gram equivalent is equal to weight upon equivalent weight. Equivalent weight is equal to molar mass upon valency factor, and that valency factor is 10. Now, what about barium hydroxide? Sir, its molarity is given. Its molarity is given to be 1 molar and its volume is given out to be 25 ml. So volume we have to place in liters, because here I have to get this X in gram. So molarity is 1 into volume is 25 upon 1000, because I have to convert it into liters, and then a 2. Now if you will solve, whatever answer of X you are getting will be your correct answer. Into device is on you, because some students are also saying that it was not Cl2, it was simple HCl. So if HCl and this will, then it will be just acid base reaction. So whatever X you are getting, I hope you are getting the logic. Law of gram equivalent you should always apply, because you do not have to then write the complete reaction. So moving forward, now these are pretty simple organic questions. So again, I'm telling you, physical, it has been seen, physical and more or less inorganic is coming good, like coordination compounds or DMG questions, they were nice. But if you say organic you should not leave, because organic chemistry is the area where you can score like anything. Look at this question. Bayer's unsaturation test, the reddish, the pink color, the red color of Bayer reagent decolorizes. So pink color decolorization, that means A is 4. So A is 4, you are gone. These two can be right. Seric ammonium nitrate for alcohols, this is a famous test which gives seric ammonium nitrate. It gives what? It is saying 2, it is saying 3. So either it is red color or it is silver mirror. No, it is red color. Similarly, FeCl3 gives you violet or purple coloration. Generally it is violet. And for tolerance, you obviously know it is silver mirror. So obviously answer will be B is 2, and okay, B is 2, C is 3, and D is 1. Perfect. So answer will be option C. I hope what happened? Yes. Perfect. Moving forward. Now again, an atomic structure basic. So what is the basic? You just have to calculate the energy of nth shell, which is equal to minus E naught, because energy is given in joules. So do not take 13.6. It will be 2.18 into 10 raised to the power minus 18 into Z square upon N square. Look at the options. Option are definitely going to help you. For helium plus, Z is 2, N is also 2, so 2 square upon 2 square got cancelled, so value is just this only. So 2.18 into 2.18, this is 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18. That means A is 3. So A is 3. This can be right, this can be right. Two options are gone. Then for hydrogen, you do not have to calculate, because both options are saying B is 2. Obviously it will be divided by 9, because for hydrogen Z is 1. So for lithium is, what is value of Z for lithium? 3. So 3 squared. So 3 squared upon what is the orbit number? 1. So this becomes 9. So 2.18 into 10 raised to the power minus 18 multiplied by 9 will definitely be greater. So let us check any greater values. This is the greater value. So I guess C is 1. So C is 1. So C is 1. Option A is your right answer. You can obviously check for the other options. Yes, Devraj, perfect. Somebody's there with us. Okay. So that means, okay, we are done. And again, the analysis which I'm giving you is, it was a good paper as per chemistry, physical side and organic. Good as in, if you compare it from the previous days, it was a good question. And I guess maths and physics are already done. So I'm saying a goodbye with this question, and we will meet in the next shift discussion. So till then, take care of yourself and all the very best if you have your paper in the following day.